njagala oyiga okubeera nga ofiringa love ya Katonda.
I want you to begin to feel the love of your God.
Njagala oyiga okuba nga ofiringa love ya Katonda.
I want you to learn how to feel the love of your God.
Katonda talirabika.
Because God can never be visible.
Tinatula wali.
That He's seated over there
nakuweweeta.
and He soothes you. No.
Tagenda tula wali nti abeere wali nti omulabe akwate kakuweweeta.
That He's going to embrace you. No.
Just gwe nga gwe omuntu olina okuba nga ofiringa love ya Katonda mu mutima gwo.
But as an individual, you're supposed to feel the love of your God in
olina
your
okuba nga
heart.
ofiringa okwagala kwa Katonda munda mu gwe nga okufiringa.
You must be able to feel God's love inside of your heart. That you're able to feel it. Are we together?
Yiga okufiringa omukwano gwa Katonda munda mu gwe.
Learn to feel God's love inside of you.
Kubanga ebyaddala atwagala.
Because the truth is that He loves
naye
us.
abamu
But to some people,
tokimanyi nakimanya nti akwagala kubanga tofaayo.
you even don't know that He loves you because you don't mind.
Bw'oba tofaayo
If you don't mind,
togenda kumanya nti akwagala.
you're not going to know that He loves you.
Bw'oba tofaayo
If you do
togenda
not care,
kutegeera nti Katonda akwagala.
You're not going to know
Bw'oba
that God
tofaayo
loves you.
gy'ali
If you don't
tojja
mind
kumanya
God,
nti Katonda ali naawe.
you'll not get to know that
olina
God is
okuba
with
nga
you.
okiwulira
You must be able to
ng'otambula
feel
nti
it.
Katonda ali naawe ng'okiwulira.
As you move, you get to know that God is with
Kale,
you.
kyewulize.
So make sure that you feel
Kyeteekemu.
it. Put it inside of your
Nze
soul.
buli wembeera Katonda abeera nange.
Because whenever I am,
Buli
God is
wentambulira
always
Katonda abeera nange.
God is always wherever I
Kyesseemu.
am. Put it into your soul.
Kyewulize.
Feel it on your own.
Kyeteekemu nga gwe.
Put it inside of
Nti
your
buli
soul as an
wembeera
individual. That whenever
Katonda
I am,
abeera nange.
God is always with
Era
me.
bw'otuuka mu kifo wegambe
And whenever you reach in a
kati
place,
ndi wano
tell yourself
era
that
naye
I'm here.
waali.
And God is
Ndi
always
wano
here.
era
I'm
ali
here.
nange.
God is still with me.
Kyeteekemu.
Put it into your soul.
Kyewulize.
Feel it on your
Kubanga
own.
kyamakulu nnyo eri obulamu bwo.
Because it's very important
Kubanga
in your
Katonda
life.
munene.
Because God is great.
Talina akafo nti kati ŋŋenda kutambula nva eno ŋŋende ewa gundi.
He doesn't have a place that I'm going to move to so and so.
Wonna w'ogambira yes Katonda wange
Whenever you say my
abaawo.
He's always there.
Wonna ne bw'oba wansi mu nnyanja obunene bwa Katonda nga bakusuddeyo.
Even you, if you're beneath the
Ogamba
sea and you're sitting
bansudde mazziga mweri munda mu mutima ne mmanya oli nange.
and you say, "I've been
Yamba.
but I know you're with me, help me."
Bannange Katonda asobola okuwa obusobozi n'ossiza mazzi.
God can give you the ability to breathe in water.
Abaddeyo mazzi eyo wansi.
That you've been under
N'abeerayo nga
water.
mulamu nga bamusibyeko ejjinja.
He's drowned in
Katonda asobola
water.
okuwa obusobozi n'ossiza mazzi.
God can
Aba-
give you the ability and you breathe well
Obwongo
in
bw'ensi
water.
tebusobola kikkiriza.
Because the brains of the earth cannot believe that.
Naye asobola okuwa obusobozi n'ossiza mu mazzi kubanga amazzi ago yagalinako control.
But He can give you the ability to breathe in water because He's got control over the water.
Wonna w'obeeranga
Whenever you'll always be,
kyeteekemu
put it into your soul
kati ndi wano
that I am here.
ali nange.
He is with me.
Kati ntambula
I'm moving.
ali nange.
He is with
Kati
me.
nkola kino
I'm
ali
doing
nange.
this, but God is with
Kati
me.
nkola ensobi enanda ali wano era no oswaleko.
I am doing this mistake, but God is seeing me.
Weemanyiza okubanga buli kaseera nga weegamba waliwo eriiso erindaba.
Make yourself used to know that there is an eye that is seeing me.
Tambula nga weegamba waliwo ndaba.
Move while saying
Waliwo
there's somebody seeing me.
ntunuulidde.
There's one
Waliwo ali
looking
wano
at me.
wendi.
There's one who
Bino
is with me.
byenkola. Waliwo abiraba.
There's
Waliwo
one-
ali nange wano nno.
There's one seeing me. There's one who is with me here.
Bantu ba Katonda yiga okuswalanga mu maaso ga Katonda owulire ensonyi weebwale bwale.
Learn to feel ashamed before God that you'll go away.
Mundamu gwegamba enswadde nnyo.
And you tell yourself that I'm so ashamed.
Enswadde mu maaso ga Katonda.
I am so ashamed before God.
Swadde.
I am so
Nze
ashamed.
nzenna ne mbuusabuusa Katonda.
That hold me to doubt God.
Nze nzenna ne mbuusabuusa Katonda nswadde.
Shame on me.
Olye ng'oyagala kwekweka naye nga tolina wewekweka.
You feel like hiding away yet you have nowhere to hide.
Ebintu ebimu olina obyeteekamu.
You have to put yourself certain things
Olina
into yourself.
obyewuliza.
You're supposed to feel them on your own as an individual.
N'okyewuliza nga ggwe.
You feel it as an individual.
Oba ontegeera. N'okyewuliza nga ggwe munalugamba nze buli wembeera Katonda abeera nange.
God is always with me
Buli
whenever I
wentambula
go.
Katonda atambula nange.
God moves
Buli
with me whenever
kyenkola kyonna
I go.
Katonda abeera nange.
God is always with me in everything that I do.
Kifiiringe.
Make sure that you feel it on your own.
Tebamanyi nti mbawa amagezi.
You don't know that I'm giving you wisdom.
Gwe kyewulize nga gwe kyeteekemu.
Feel it on your own.
Kati gwe oyagala gamba nti Katonda alina waataba.
Do you want to say that God has got places where He's not?
Abantu bafa
The people
nga
die,
tebabadde baakufa.
yet they were not meant to
Ne
die.
bafa ate nga wali awo.
They die when God is
Ne
there.
batasaba buyambi mu mutima gwabwe ne bafa.
They don't seek for help in their hearts and they
Ate
die.
nga wali awo.
Yet God is there.
Abantu balwala ne bakenena.
The people
Munda mu
sick
bo.
inside
Ne
of them.
batasika mukwano gwa Katonda waabwe. Ebirwadde ebitaali base ne bibatta.
They fail to pull the love of their God and they get to be
Ne
killed by the
bw'obeeranga
diseases.
wansi ng'oli waliwo ekikutwala.
Even if you're really sick and there's something
Munda eri
really taking you.
feeling presence ya Katonda wo. Weegambe munda wali wano.
Feel the presence of your God and tell yourself that God is here.
Munda weegambe
Tell yourself
wali wano.
that God is here.
Oyimira maaso g'abalogo n'obagamba bannange sirinze ali nange.
You stand before the witches
Olaba
and
omulogo
say, I'm
atambula
not
amanye emmandu
alone.
eri naye.
If a wizard can get to know that he's possessed with an evil spirit,
Bannange Katonda takka
because God never just descends,
era talikka.
and He would never
Naye
descend,
abeerawo naffe.
but He's always with us.
Bayibuli baali bagikola nga balinga abalaga nti Katonda tabeerawo.
When they were writing the Bible, it's as if they were thinking that God is non-existent.
Tikatumuteeke mu kitabo.
Let us put Him in the book.
Bamusomengawo kubanga tabeerawo.
They will read about God from the book because He's never there.
Olina okubeera n'okukkiriza okwa buli kaseera okugamba Katonda abeerawo era waali era ali nange.
You must have the faith that says that God is always there. He is there and He is with
Bino
me.
byenkugamba nkakasa.
I am sure of what I'm telling you.
Nze mbeerawo n'anyumya.
I'm always there and He converses with me.
N'anyumya nange.
He converses with me.
N'anyumya kali n'anyumiza kali.
He tells me this
Kati
and
abatamanyi bo
that.
bajja kiwakanya.
So for those who don't know, who contend,
Muveemu eri engundi ebalemeramu engundi yali eya Bayibuli ali mu ggulu.
let go of thinking that God is in heaven.
Ensingo ekuluma n'okkuluma obeera bw'oti.
You even feel pain in your neck because you're looking in the heaven.
Oba oli awo anakka n'ajja gye ndi.
Maybe He will descend to me.
Munda mu ggwe buli w'obeera kyeteekamu nti Katonda ali naawe.
Put it in yourself that whenever you are,
Oba
God is with you.
okugulu kukuluma kyeteekemu nti Katonda ali naawe.
Whether you have pain in
Oba
your leg,
ensawo
get to know
temuli
that God
ssente
is
gwe
with you.
kyeteekemu
Whether you don't have
Katonda
money in your pocket,
wali nange.
get to know that God is with me.
Kyeteekemu.
Put it inside of yourself.
Alikozesa atya nga tokyetaddeemu?
How will God use you if you've not put it in
Alikweraga atya nga
yourself?
tokyetaddeemu?
How will He reveal Himself to you if you've not put it in yourself?
Alikulaga atya amaanyi ge nga ggwe tofiiringa kubeerawo?
How will He show you His power if you do not feel His presence?
Bwetandika okufiiringa newankubadde oli mukalu weewulira nga olinga ali wekka naye gwe kifiiringa.
Begin to feel God's presence even if you seem to be alone.
Ojja tandikanga okuwulira amaanyi
You'll always begin to feel the
nga
power
geekola munda mu ggwe agage
working out itself in
okuyita mu
you
ekyo kye nkugambye.
through what I've told you.
Naye abantu buli kaseera
But the people all the time
fiiringa nnyo eddogo.
usually feel
Mpulira
witchcraft.
eddogo.
I feel witchcraft.
Ndoga.
They are bewitching me.
Wobeera.
Whenever you
Mpulira
are,
eddogo.
I feel the
Mpulira
witchcraft.
amayembe.
I feel the
Neighbor
demons.
ndoga.
The neighbor is
Mpulira
bewitching me.
emyoyo emibi.
I feel the
Mpulira
evil spirits.
ekinkwatako.
Something is reaching out
Katonda
to me.
alikwatako ddi?
When will God ever touch you?
Buli kaseera
All the time.
owulira ddogo,
You feel witchcraft.
owulira busamize,
You feel sorceryhood.
owulira mpewo mbi,
You feel the bad
owulira bikyamu
presence.
byokka.
You only feel
Buli
bad things.
kaseera
All the
era ogenda
time.
okwasamya akamwa okwogera.
By the time you open up
Onyumya
your mouth to
dayimoni
speak,
nga bwe zikutuga.
you talk about the
Kubanga
demons
era
that they struggle
z'owulira.
with. Because that is
Ogenda
what you feel.
okwebaka.
When you go to
Weebaka
sleep,
olowooza kufa.
you sleep thinking
Weebaka
about
olowooza
death.
bintu bigenda kuntuga.
You sleep thinking that things are going to strangle me.
toyina lwe weegamba nti kati neebakira mu kitange
There is not that you say, I'm going to sleep
era
in my
ngenda
Father,
kulokokera mu kitange
and I will wake up in my
buli
Father.
kaseera weegamba bandoga
You always tell yourself, I'm
eddogo
being
ndiwulira lindi
bewitched.
bubi
I feel the witchcraft badly
akagalo bwe
upon
kakuluma
me.
eddogo ndiwulira
Once you feel pain in your neck,
omutwe bwe gukuluma mu kyenyi eddogo ndiwulira
once you get a headache, I
omugongo
feel
bwe
the
gukutuka
witchcraft.
eddogo ndiwulira
Once you feel the pain in your back,
akulu
you
bwe
say, I feel
kukuluma
the
mu eddogo
witchcraft.
ndiwulira
Once you feel the pain in
iri
your leg,
oliwulira
it's witchcraft.
katonda
When will you ever feel God?
tandika okuwulira katonda mu bulamu bwo
Begin to feel God in your life.
tandika okubanga owulira katonda
Begin to feel
era wobeera
God.
ng'ogamba katonda ansaanikidde nzenna
Whenever you are saying God is covering the whole
bwe
of you,
kyeteekemu
put it into yourself.
amaanyi ago ogeetaaga mu
Because
bwongo bwo
you need that power in
amaanyi
your
ago
brain.
ogeetaaga mu mutima gwo
You need that power in your heart.
owulira
For you
nti
to be
waliwo ali
able to
naawe
feel that there is somebody who is with
agokubanga
you.
ofiiringa nti waliwo ali naawe
For you to be able that there is somebody with you.
kikuwa amaanyi munda
It gives you the power
kikuwa
inside of you.
okwekkiririzaamu
It makes you be able to
kikuwa
believe in your soul.
obutatya
It gives you the
kikuwa
boldness.
obuteeraliikirira nnyo
It makes you not to worry
kikuwa
so much.
obutaggwako nnyo mirembe
It makes you not to lack so much peace.
kikuwa obutakaabakaaba
It makes you not to easily cry.
kikuwa essanyu munda
It brings joy
buli
inside
bw'ova
of
mu
you.
nnyumba ng'ogamba ali nange
Whenever you leave your house saying
buli
he's with
bw'otuuka nti
me.
n'ogamba ali nange
Whenever you reach somewhere and you
kirina
say he's
eddembe lye
with me.
kireeta munda
There is a freedom it creates
kirina
inside of
obuvumu
you.
bwe kikuwa munda
There is the boldness it puts inside of you.
nobeera buli kaseera
But then you're always there all the time.
buli kaseera pulira
All the
ngenda
time.
pulira
I feel like I'm
ngenda
going. I
pulira
feel like
ngenda
I feel like
pulira
I'm going.
ngenda
I feel
pulira
like I'm going.
ngenda
I feel like I'm going.
gw'owulira kugenda
You feel
pulira
like you're going.
nfa
I feel like I'm
pulira waliwo
dying.
ebijja
There are things coming.
obiwulirira wala
You feel them from far.
gamba muganda wange mpulira waliwo ebijja
I feel like there is something coming.
tusabe
Let's pray.
mbiwulira bijja
I can feel them come.
lwaki towulira katonda
Why can't you feel God?
gw'owulira ddogo
You only feel
owulira
witchcraft.
dayimooni
You feel the demons.
nziwulira zijja
I feel them that coming.
waliwo abaze muzisindika kati
There are
zijja
people sending demons.
nziwulira zijja ziri mu kkubo
I feel them, they are coming.
gwe buli kaseera n'obeera ng'owulira dayimooni
That you're always feeling the
buli
demons.
kaseera n'obeera ng'owulira balogo
All the time you're feeling the witches.
mbawulira batuliko mbawulira
They are after us.
mpulira empewo yaabwe mpuli njiwulira
I can feel their presence.
era oliwulira katonda
When will you ever feel
era
God?
oligamba mpulira nga mpulira waliwo ali nange
When will you ever say,
mpulira
I feel
katonda ali
like
nange
I feel like God
mpulira
is with me.
ekisa kya katonda kiri nange
I feel like God is
mpulira
present
puresensi
with
ye
me.
ali nange
I feel God is
era
present
onaabeerawo
with me.
n'owulira
When
te
will you
katonda
ever
ali
feel
naawe
it? And you feel
buli
that God is with
kaseera
you.
gw'owulira bizibu
You're always feeling problems all the
bale
time.
mujja tutama
You get fed up of us.
buli kaseera
All the time.
abaweereza musolobera eyo ng'oweereza nga waliyo omuntu
You could
oba
be a
abantu
minister.
nga buli kaseera
There are people that they always come.
nkiwulira wano mu mugongo
I feel it in the back.
ayagala nno okwatewo
They want you to touch.
n'omugamba oteredde
Then you tell them you've gone in order.
addayo
They go back.
ku makya n'akeera
They come back in the
alo
morning.
omusumba
Hello, Pastor.
kyewajja mu mugongo kyazze mu kutu
What you removed from the back.
nogaa kale
put it
kive mu
there.
kutu genda
Okay, let it get out of the ear. Go.
n'aterera enaku bbiri
They get in order for 2 days and say,
olwokuna
the 4th day,
n'akuba
they still
kati ate
fall.
entobo y'ekigere ensirinya bulungi kyazze mu ntobo ya kigere
It went in the bottom of the feet.
awulira dayimooni buli kaseera
They are always feeling demons all the time.
akkiriza myoyo mibi buli
They
kaseera
believe evil spirits all the
akkiriza
time.
busamize buli kaseera
They believe sorcery
akkiriza
all the
mpewo
time.
buli kaseera
They believe about
akkiriza
presence all the
bizibu buli
time.
kaseera
They believe problems all the time.
kyotakkiriza
What you do not believe,
tolikiraba
you'll never see it.
naye kyokkiriza
But something you believe
kyogenda okulaba
is what you will see.
wuliriza
Listen,
okukkiriza kwaffe maanyi
our faith is the strength
agasika
that pulls
ebirungi oba ebibi
the good and the bad.
buli bwokkiriza ebibi
Whenever you believe negative
bigenda
things,
kujja gy'oli
they'll come to you.
buli bwokkiriza ebirungi
Whenever you believe for
bijja
positive
kujja gy'oli
things, they'll come to
buli
you.
bwokkiriza nti katonda ali naawe
Whenever you believe
ajja
that God is with
kweraga
you, He'll reveal
ne buli
Himself to you.
bwokkiriza ebibi
But
bye
whenever you
bigenda
believe
okubeeranga
things
mu bulamu bwo
are the ones
era
that will always happen in you.
nkukakasa
And I'm
ekkubo
assuring
lyo
you, your path
terigenda kubeeramu mirembe olw'okukkiriza kwo
will never have peace because of your faith.
buli kaseera okkiriza bibi.
You believe negative things all the time.
Okkiriza mayembe.
Believe in evil spirits.
Okkiriza kifaalu.
You believe in the demons.
Omuntu ne bugukulumamu okkiriza mayembe.
Even if you get some minor headache,
Oline
you still
wakwata
believe.
kandoze.
Even if a person
Ekyo
touches you,
kyokkiriza.
that is what you believe.
Buli kaseera
All the time.
munda mu mutima gw'obeera osaba.
You're always praying in your heart.
Kitange,
Father,
kitange,
Father,
mpulira eddogo,
I feel the
mpulira
witchcraft.
eddogo,
I feel
mpulira
the
eddogo.
witchcraft. I feel the
Okwo
witchcraft.
kufuna mirembe oba kubonaabona.
Is that suffering or peace?
Abalina Katonda olumu boogera ebigambo bisatu.
Those with God sometimes only speak 3 words.
Kitange nkwebaza kubanga oli nange.
I thank you, Father, for you are with
Katonda
me.
nge nkwebaza kubanga oli nange.
I thank you, my God, because you're with me.
Nkwebaza
I thank you.
oli maanyi gange.
You are my
Oli
strength.
kitiibwa kyange.
You're my glory.
Ate wooli wano.
And you are here.
Kaneebake.
Let me sleep.
Ne beebaka.
They sleep.
Ne bw'owulira okusaatuuka mu nnyumba.
Even if you feel
Manya
sounds in the house,
asula mu eyo ennyumba talina kukkiriza.
the person who sleeps in the house doesn't have
Buli
faith.
kaseera asaatuuka buki.
Because they're always
Sadness.
feeling sounds.
Kinvaako.
It is living.
Kinvaako.
It's living.
Kinvaako.
It's living.
Kinva ku bwongo.
It's living my brain.
Kinvaako.
It's living me.
Omanya bumanya oyo omutwe gwe faith temuli.
You just get to know that person has got no faith in
Buli
them.
kaseera alaba mitawaana.
They're always seeing troubles all the
Okimanyi
time.
endaba yeesika emitawaana.
Do you know your perception pulls troubles?
Nkugambira okukkiriza kwo kukulu nnyo mu ggwe.
Have told you that your faith is very important in you.
Buli bw'okkiriza okkiriza bizibu.
Whenever you believe,
Okkiriza
you believe,
mitawaana.
you believe
Nze ndabika
troubles,
ndiwo okubonaabona.
it seems I'm there to suffer.
By'okkiriza mu bwongo bwo.
What you believe in your head,
Mu mutima gw'omunda.
inside of your heart,
Bye bigenda okugoberera.
is what shall follow you.
Tosobola kweyambula ky'olina mu mutwe.
You cannot strip off what is in your head.
Tosobola.
You can't.
Ogenda notandika okukola ng'ogamba kammale gakola.
You'll even go to work
Kammale
and say,
gakiteekawo.
let me just
Kammale
put it.
gatandika bizinensi eno.
Let me just
Kammale
put this
gakola.
business. Let me just work.
Kammale ga.
Let me just.
Sinti kankole.
Not let
Kammale
me.
gakola.
Let me
Ogenda
just.
otandika okukola ng'okukkiriza kwo kwagambye tebijja kukola.
By the time you go to begin to work, you don't know have faith that says that I'm going to work.
Tebakulimbanga nti Katonda ayita bbali okukukolera.
Never be deceived that God passes aside to work for you.
Katonda ayita mu ggwe okukukolera
God works through you
oba okukozesa.
or to use you.
Tayita bbali.
He doesn't pass aside.
Kati okukkiriza kwo
So your faith
kwe kusika
is the one that
ebibi
pulls
oba ebirungi.
the positive or the negative things.
Buli bw'obeerawo nga gwe okukkiriza kwo kusika mbeera.
Whenever your faith pulls bad situations,
Era oliba mbeera.
you'll always remain like that.
Buli bw'obeerawo nga gwe okukkiriza kwo kusika mbeera.
Whenever
Kusika
your faith
mitawaana.
it pulls
Kusika
trouble,
kubonaabona.
it pulls suffering.
Era by'ogenda okulaba mu bulamu bwo.
That is what you're going to see in your life.
Era kati otambula nabaaki.
And this time you're both saying, what happened to
Nabaki.
me? What happened to me?
Kiki?
What?
Ewaffe kiki?
What is it at our home?
Atuloga.
They bewitched
Tuliko
us.
eddogo.
We possessed with witchcraft.
Gwe mutwe gwo.
That is your head.
Ani ali nange?
Who is with me?
Okukkiriza kwo
Your faith.
bye kusika bye bigenda okujja.
What your faith pulls is what will come.
Bassebo oba ne bannyabo.
Ladies and
Okukkiriza
gentlemen,
kwaffe
our faith
maanyi.
is power.
Maanyi
It is power.
gasobola okusika ebibi oba ebirungi.
It can pull the good or the bad.
Tulifuna baluganda.
Are we together, brethren?
Kati yiga okubanga okukkiriza kwo kukugamba
Learn to have a faith that
nti
says
Katonda ali wamu nange
that God is with me
wano wendi.
where I am.
Beera ng'okukkiriza kwo kukugamba Katonda ali wamu nange wano wendi.
Let your faith tell you that God is with me where I am.
Kugambye ekyokkiriza
I've told you what you believe
kisobola okuba oba kiba.
can be or it happens.
Kati kibi ki ekiri mu kukkiriza nti Katonda ali wamu naawe?
So how bad is it for one to believe that God is with you?
Kibi ki ekiri mu kukkiriza
How is it bad
ali wamu nange
for a person to believe that God is with me?
naye ate biri bibi okukkiriza nti sitaani ali nange.
But it's bad to believe that the devil is with
buli
me.
eddogo liri nange
I feel witchcraft is with
amayembe
me.
gali nange
The evil spirits are
nga
with
gwe
me.
byokkiriza.
And that is what you believe.
Bandoga,
They are bewitching
bandoga,
me. They are
bandi
bewitching
bubi,
me. They are bad
bandoga,
They are bewitching me.
bansiranya.
They ruin my life.
Katonda ayagala atuuke ku level nga gwe tokyayogera na ku balabe bo.
God wants you to reach at a level that you no longer talk about your
Nga
enemies.
tokyayogera na kuki na ku balabe bo.
That you no longer talk
Ng'oyogera
about
ku
your
bukulu
enemies.
bwe.
But you only
Katonda
talk about his
anyiiga
goodness.
ng'oyogera ku balabe bo.
Because God feels bad when you talk about your enemies.
Owaana balabe bo.
You flatter your enemies.
Otendereza balabe bo.
You praise your
Buli kaseera
enemies.
bakuli mu mutwe.
They're always the ones in your mind.
Akubuuza ekibuuzo kunze ne bali ani mukulu.
He will ask you a question between me and the others who is
Kaseera
great.
gw'olaba balabe bo.
Because you always see your enemies.
Otendereza balabe bo.
You always praise your
Tolina
enemies.
lw'obeera n'ogamba Katonda ali nange.
There is not that you say God is with me.
Buli bw'oyogera abalabe,
Whenever you
abalabe,
say the
abalabe,
enemies,
abalabe.
the enemies.
Katonda abuuza ekibuuzo.
So God is
Kunze
asking a
n'abalabe
question.
bo ani gw'olina okwogerako?
Between your
Ani
enemies and
gw'olina
I, who are you
okuwaana?
supposed to, who are you
Ani gw'olina
supposed to praise?
okutendereza?
Who are you
Lwaki
supposed
buli
to
kaseera
praise?
gw'oyogera ku balabe?
Why should you talk about the enemies all
Buli
the
kaseera
time?
oyogera ku kufa, tukimanyi olifa.
We
Naye
know
lwaki
that you
okukuba
die.
okufa buli kaseera?
But why do you always talk about death?
Yogera ku bulamu.
Talk about life.
Gwe buli kaseera olaba bibi.
You always see negative
Obeera na
things all the
visioni
time.
za bibi.
You always have bad visions all the time.
Buli kaseera gw'olina visioni za bibi zokka.
You have bad visions all the time.
Kw'okweresebwako
Is that your
bibi
vision?
byokka.
Only the bad things.
Buli kaseera gw'olaba bibi
You
olina
always
visioni
see bad
za
things.
bibi.
You only
Oyonesebwa
visions.
bibi, olaba bibi.
You get visions of bad things.
N'obeera n'omutima nga si muteefu yadde.
You stay with a heart that is not even stable at all.
Ne bw'otunda lugoye ne lumala ennaku ssatu bandoga.
Even if you buy a cloth and it fails
Ne
to be bought
bw'otunda
in 3
akagatto
days,
ne
they're
kalemerawo
bewitching me.
okumala wiiki bandoga.
Even if you purchase a shoe and fails to be taken, you will say, they are bewitching me.
Waliwo ebintu ebimu nga birina kubeera bwe bityo osobola okulima emmere n'efa
They are
nga tewali
thinking-
akuloze naye ng'efudde bufu.
You could cultivate
Katonda ate
plant food and
n'agamba
it fails.
nagirese efe.
God says, yes, I allowed it to be.
Kubanga ekimufuula Katonda
For what makes him be God?
atta
He kills
ate alamya.
and he gives life.
Okategedde bulungi.
Have you
Ekimufuula
understood?
Katonda
What makes him be
atta
God?
ate alamya.
He kills and gives life.
Tatuma tutte.
So
Ah.
he doesn't send us to kill.
Ye bw'atta tewali musango.
When he kills, no problem.
Ne bw'atuma otte.
But the person who sends you to kill,
Ekyo obuyinza obwo teyabuwa muntu.
he didn't give that authority to a human
Wabula agwa mu
being.
biteebi.
But he is in 2 categories.
Nzita ate nnamye.
I kill and give life.
Kye kitegeeza nti ye Katonda.
That shows he's God.
Ekintu kyonna ky'okoze
Anything that you do,
bw'otaba na buyinza bukitta
if you do not have the authority
kiba
to kill
kikusinza
it,
amaanyi.
it means it's more powerful than you are.
Mu bulamu buno
In this life,
tuli fenna olina okuba nga by'okola osobola okitta
you must be in position to be able to kill what you do
ate oba kiwa obulamu.
or to co-create it.
Omubumbi w'ensuwa agibumba
When a molder puts up a
ate
boat,
bw'ayagala agyasa.
and if he wants, he can break it.
Kati ekifuula Katonda okubeera Katonda
So what makes God to be God?
atta bye yatonda
He kills what he
ate
created,
era alamya bye yatonda.
and he gives life to what he created.
Kati ekyokuba ng'olemereddwa
For you to have failed
mu kintu ekimu
in one thing
tekitegeeza nti ate eddogo
doesn't mean it's witchcraft.
waliwo ebirema nga yabiremesezza
There are things that fail that is the one who has failed them.
ate ne wabeerawo ebirama nga yabiramizza.
And there are those that succeed on his accord still.
Buli kintu kyonna
Everything
ky'olikola mu bulamu bwo
that you'll ever do in your life,
oba kyonna ky'okola oba Katonda ky'ayagala obe ky'olina okukola mu ye
or whatever you
ayagala
do in God,
okiggyemu ekyokuyiga.
he wants you to get a lesson out of it.
Ekyo ky'otajjamu kyakuyiga
Something you don't get lessons out
ate era
of.
tekiriiyo.
And it's not even there.
Lw'okuba gwe tokkakkana kuyiga
Only that you do not come down to learn.
teriiyo ky'otajjamu kyakuyiga.
There's nothing you don't get lessons
Bwe
out
bakubba
of.
okola ki?
Once you're stolen from, what do you do?
bwe bakuba ejjinja ekiro okola ki?
Once you're stoned at night, what do you do? When you're moving at night,
oyigiramu.
you get lessons out of it.
Oli bw'afa mu ngeri ey'ekisiro okola ki?
When a person dies
Oyigiramu
in a
n'ogamba
problem,
yalaga jjala.
you die and say he became negligent.
Mu bulamu buno
In this life,
ekitegeeza nti bw'obeera ne Katonda
it doesn't mean that if you're with
tewaliwo
God,
bigenda gaana.
that there are things that will not fail
Nze
you.
njogera mazima.
You know, I speak the truth.
Mu bulamu buno
In this life,
waliwo ebigaana
there are things that
ate ebirala
fail
ne bikola.
and others succeed.
Lwaki bigaana?
Why do they
Ebirala ne
fail
bikola.
and others succeed?
Bikutuukiriza mu buntu.
They make you be a fully fledged person.
Olina okubeera omuntu asoboka ate era nga tosoboka.
You must be a person who is possible and an
Kyekikufuula
impossible one.
omuntu.
That makes you be
Katonda
human.
yekka y'atasoboka.
It's only God who is impossible.
Bano tebantegedde.
You've not understood me.
Temukoze eki? Mulaga temuntegedde.
It seems you've not understood.
Omuntu abeerawo nga talwala kuva lwe yazaalibwa mpaka lwalifa.
A person who lives without falling sick from that day of birth till the
Aba
time they will
asusse
die.
obuntu.
It means that person is beyond carnality.
N'abeera Katonda.
So they've turned into God.
Yensonga lwaki
It's the reason
teriyo muntu atalwala
there is no human being who doesn't fall
ate
sick,
era teriyo muntu atawona.
and there is no human being who does not
Ekyo
cure.
kyekifuula omuntu ndi muntu.
That makes you be human.
Era kyekyawula Katonda.
And it differentiates God.
Talwala.
He doesn't fall
Tafa.
sick. He doesn't die.
Oyawudde enjawulo yo ne Katonda.
Have you differentiated yourself from God?
Kati ekikufuula mu bulamu buno nti oli muntu.
So what makes you be human
Kubanga wakoze loosi
is for you to have made a loss,
ate wiikendi n'otakola loosi.
and you make profits the next time.
Bw'obeera ne kimu nti tokola loosi
If you're one-sided that you
kiba
don't make a
kitegeeza
loss,
tolitendereza.
it means you'll never praise.
Oba nfuna.
Do you get me?
Bw'olwala n'owona otendereza.
Once you fall sick and heal, you praise.
Bw'oba tolwadde
Suppose you've not fallen sick.
owa bujulizi ki?
Well, how will you testify?
Okudaala bukudaazi.
You just brag.
Ffe tetulwala.
We don't fall sick.
Mwe mulwala biki?
Why do you fall sick?
N'olaba abantu abalwala.
You see people who usually
Mulwala
fall
biki?
sick.
Ffe tetulwala.
Why do you fall sick? First,
Otandika
you don't fall
kudaalira
sick.
bantu.
You begin to be bragging over the
Bw'oba
others.
tolumangako ku bwavu
So if you've never felt
tosobola
poor,
kuyamba baavu.
you cannot help the
Kubanga
poor.
tomanya kye bayitamu.
For you cannot know what they go through.
Oli akubuuza
A person will ask
waliwo
you,
abulwa 1000
can anyone lack 1,000 shillings?
naye obwavu gwe bwaluma
But a person who has ever
atunuulira
gone through
omuntu n'amanya
poverty,
otalina.
they look at a person and get to know that one doesn't have.
Ne bw'olirwana otya ng'oyagala kubeera imoto tojja kiba.
However much you struggle not to die, it will never be.
Oba tuli ffenna baluganda.
Are we together, brethren?
Kati ebintu byonna bwe bibeerawo
So once all things
tekitegeeza
happen,
nti tolina Katonda.
it doesn't mean you don't have God.
Tekitegeeza booluganda.
Brethren,
N'omwana oba osobola okujja ku makya nga yavudde.
your child, you can find your child dead one day.
Togenda ku makya nga weekalakasa Katonda nkukyaye.
You don't just wake up and write, I've failed you.
Muwa
God.
mwewa.
Are you the one who gave your child to your soul?
Osobola n'okuba nga ennyumba y'ontukuvu nnyo.
Could be your house is very holy.
Nga ntukuvu nnyo.
That it is very
Katonda
holy.
n'agitwalamu omuntu.
And God takes a person out of it.
Nze mbagambye mbayigiriza Katonda.
I'm teaching you who God is.
Yennyini n'ayogera n'agamba.
And God himself says,
Nze namututte.
I'm the one who took that
Kubanga bwe
person
ntyo bwe nalina kiteekateeka.
because that is according to my preparations.
Tewaliwo tteeka ligamba nti Katonda yaliteekawo nti bakulu be balifa.
There is no law put that it's only the old people who will die.
N'abazaalibwa leero bafa.
Even the newborns
Oba
die.
enkye oba luli.
Or the ones born the other day or the other
Bwe
time.
mufiirwanga.
So once you lose your
Olumu
people,
temugamba nga nti diamond.
sometimes do not
Waliwo
say that
Katonda
demons.
baaliwummuza.
There are people that God shall put
Kubanga
to
ye
rest.
Katonda.
Because he is
Atta.
God who
Ate
kills
n'alamya.
and he gives life.
Abalala bawadde obulamu.
He has given life
Abalala
to others.
abalese ne bafa.
He has allowed others to die.
kale kyokugamba ndine Katonda.
So for a person to say, I am with God,
Ndine Katonda obufumbo bwe bugenda kubeera successful. No.
that you are with God and your marriage is going to be successful,
Ate
not
buyinza
that way.
okugaana ennyo.
And things might fail so much.
Abasiru ne boogera nnyo.
The stupid scoff so
Kubanga
much.
Katonda si mulogo.
Because God is not a witch.
Tenaguza motoka yange
That I bought
yafudde
my
ekiro.
car and it got a mechanical problem.
Katonda
That
lwaki
God,
yagikuumye?
no.
Ekiraga nti olina emmotoka erina okufa.
What shows that you have a car, it must get a
Era
mechanical
n'ogikanika
problem.
n'omanya omuwendo gwayo.
And you get to know its value after taking it to a mechanic.
Tolufaana baluganda.
Are we together, brethren?
Omanye abantu olumu abafuna ssente
Sometimes the people who get money,
ng'abeerawo nga talina waasuubira.
they get money without expecting it from anywhere.
Bw'afuna ssente azikolamu ekyamakulu.
The moment they get the money, they will always use it the right way.
Olw'ensonga aba abadde talina waasuubira.
Reason being they were not expecting anywhere
Bw'azikwata
else.
n'agula akapoloti.
Once they get the money, they buy a plot.
Bano bankola mwezi.
The ones who make the monthly
Buli nga
income,
bbiri bansasula.
I always get income every
Bale
second of
mukola
the month.
eby'amaanyi.
They fail to perform
Kubanga
powerful things
basuubira.
because they're expectant.
Ekifuula ow'amaanyi omuntu
What makes a powerful
si
person
kubanga
human?
nti afuna buli lunaku,
Not because they earn every day,
naye kimufuula ow'amaanyi kubanga afuna
but what makes them be
si
powerful?
buli lunaku.
Not every day.
Ekimufuula ow'amaanyi kubanga afuna
What makes them be powerful
so
is
si
because they
kufuna
get,
buli lunaku.
not the daily income.
Kyafunye
What they got
n'akikozesa ekyo kyalina okikozesa.
is used for what it is
Ono
meant to be
nfuna
used.
buli lunaku yeebaka.
The one who gets daily sleeps.
Omanyi tuyiga
You know we are learning.
aga nenkya nja kufuna.
Says I will
Never
get
nja
it tomorrow.
kufuna.
I'll also
Never
get the
nja
other
kufuna.
time. I'll get the other time.
Bawala ki abalina bufeesi obulungi
Which girls have got beautiful faces?
tebafumbirwa nnyo.
They rarely get married.
Babeera bagamba ndi mulungi,
They always say I'm
ndi
beautiful.
wakabi,
I'm good enough.
nina ebbina,
I have a fat butt.
ndi mulungi nnyo,
I'm so
ndi
beautiful.
mulungi nnyo.
I am so beautiful.
Omusajja ne bwamugamba kati ni agamba
Even
njafuna
if-
omulala nze ŋŋanze.
No, I'll find some other man have gone.
Ne bw'owajja oli ng'amugamba ninyenda okukuswera,
Even if a man comes saying I want to marry
nga
you,
yagamba
she says,
ku bulungi bwange buno bwonna
depending on my
n'ebbina
beauty
lyange lino lyonna
and the butt that I have,
nfumbirwe ggwe,
I get married to you.
yitawo genda.
You're free to go.
Omwaka ogwo ne gugenda,
That year goes by.
n'ogwokusatu ne gugenda,
The third year
n'ogwokuna
goes.
ne gugenda.
The fourth year
Batunuulira
goes.
bulungi bwa feesi.
They're after the beauty of the
Be
faces.
bali abantu benkugambye bafuna buli lunaku,
Those are the daily income.
bababuuza okoze eki.
They will ask them, what have you got?
Nti n'enkya nja kufuna nkikole.
I'll also get tomorrow and do it.
Ekifuula ssente ey'omuwendo mu ggwe
What makes money be of value
alina
in you?
okuba olw'olumu ng'ekubulamuko.
Sometimes you have to lack.
Boddamu ogikwata ogamba tonvaako,
The time you get it again, you say, you
kangende
use it.
nkugulemu ettaka.
Let me go purchase land out of you.
Nzirayo wali.
I'm going back there.
Ekyokubanga olumu okola loosi
For you to sometimes,
tekitegeeza nti
it doesn't mean
toyina Katonda.
you do not have God.
Katonda muzadde,
God is
ajja
a parent.
kuyisa mu makubo gonna ag'obuntu.
He will make you go through all the kind of ways.
Tagenda kuyisa mu makubo ge,
He will not make you go through his ways.
tagenda kufuula ye.
He will not turn you into him.
Ajja kuyisa mu makubo gonna ag'obuntu g'olina okuyitamu.
He will make you go through all the ways as a human being.
Engalo ntono. Gonna ag'obuntu ajja gakuyisaamu.
He will make you go through all the ways as a human being.
Bw'obanga olina okulwalamu mu mwaka guno ojja kulwala bakuteeka omukono owonyezebwe.
If you're to fall sick in this year, you will fall sick, they will lay hands onto you and you will cure.
Gwe kyogamba ogenda kubeera nga wooli awo nga tolwalamu.
Do you think you'll only be there without falling sick?
Katonda akuwonya leero,
God heals you today.
ku lwokusatu n'ofuna omusujja.
You get a fever on
Naye ate nga
Wednesday.
yakuwonyeza olubuto.
Yet he healed you of the abdomen.
Owooluganda ndi bubi,
Brethren, I'm badly off.
musujja gunnuma,
I have a serious fever.
mujje mundabeko.
Come and visit me.
ne bajja ne bakulaba bagamba musujja genda.
They come visit you and they
Omanyi
chase away the
kitaffe
fever.
genda.
In our Father's power go.
N'owonyezebwa.
You get healed.
Baba akavaayo.
As they've just
Nga
left.
n'ewooluganda omulala.
Another brother
Akuba omutwe munzita.
also calls saying, I'm dying of the headache.
Ontegera kyagamba.
Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Obukulu bwa Katonda bulabika nga waliwo ebitulemye, nga waliwo ebiganye.
God's greatness manifests after there are things that have failed.
Era obukulu bwa Katonda
And God's greatness,
bw'ali obulabyeko nga bulabikira eyo awatali bizibu.
have you ever seen it manifest where there are no problems?
Y'ensonga lwaki buli muntu mu nsi yeetaaga Katonda.
It's the reason every person in the world needs
Oba
God.
oli Trump,
Whether you're Trump,
oba oli ani,
be it
oba
who,
olina ssente mmeka,
whichever
oba
amount of
oli
money you have,
mugagga ki,
however rich you might be,
buli muntu alina ensonga emwetaaza Katonda.
everyone has got a reason to have God with them.
Osobola okuba
You could be
nga tolina nsonga ekwetaaza ssente,
that you don't have a
naye
reason to
ensonga
have money,
ekwetaaza Katonda yobeerawo.
but you always have a reason in order to have God with you.
Tuli fena baluganda.
Are we together?
Ensonga
There's always a
ekwetaaza Katonda
that makes you
yobeerawo.
to be with God.
Okimanyi osobola obeera ng'oli muweereza naye ng'olina akakuwenyeza.
Do you know you could be a minister, but there is always something that makes you
Ng'otambula
leap?
owenyera naye nga si ddogo.
You move while leaping, yet it's not witchcraft.
Nga y'ensonga ekwetaaza Katonda.
That's
Buli
the reason you
kaseera
need
kitange.
God. All the time, Father.
Kitange.
All the time, Father.
Kitange.
All the time, my
Nkimanyi
Father.
w'oli naye
I
kitange.
know you're there, but my Father.
N'ojja n'abalwadde ne bawona.
You come on the
Naye
sick
nga
hill,
gw'owenyeramu.
yet you're
Ki
leaping a little
ekikuwenyeza?
bit. What makes you to leap?
Ekikuwenyeza
What makes you to leap?
kitegeeza ekitiibwa
Shows the
eri
glory
Katonda omunda.
before you go inside.
Olina nga waluganda.
Are you with me, brethren?
Katobeerangawo n'ogamba
So never be there and say
nti aba Katonda
that the godly people,
essowaani teyatika waka.
the plate can't be broken at
Nti aba
home.
Katonda
That the godly people,
nti ejjaaga teyatika.
that the jug can't be
Nti
broken.
bw'ejjaaga buli weeyatika nti waliwo omuzimu oguzze.
Whenever the jug gets broken, there is a demon that
Badde
has
nfumba
come.
emmere n'esiriira
That I was
nti
cooking
emizimu
food.
gisirizizza emmere.
The food has gotten
Buli era
back because there is
nagenze
a spirit.
n'enkola ne zibula nti waliwo omulogandoga.
I went and worked but didn't get money, but there is a witch bewitching me.
Kibanga bw'onaagamba nti waliyo omuntu atasobola nti mu bulamu buno nti wakyuka nnyo tokyanyiiga.
It's just like saying that you're so transformed and you no longer feel angry.
Tokyanyiiga kubanga obeera mu nnyumba wekka.
You no longer feel angry because you stay alone in the house.
Naye okyasobola ddala okunyiiga ne panchi n'ogijjayo n'ogibwatika omuntu.
But you can absolutely feel angry and you bring out.
Ekyo tebakikulimbanga.
Never be deceived in that.
Bw'oba wali wanooneka omukono nga gwe tokyanyiiga tosobola nnyiigamu yadde n'akatini.
If you're here, just raise up your hands that you can no longer feel
Nze
angry.
nkusindikira akulinnya.
And I will send you a person who will stay upon you.
Alinnya atandika okukola bw'ati alume n'amannya alyabalo.
They begin to squeeze their feet on you.
Undi nawe nvaako nninnya.
Leave me, you're squeezing, you're stepping on me.
Ani alinanga oluganda?
Who is with me?
Saagala obeere mu bulamu bwo
I
nga
don't-
weerowooza
Thinking
nti gwe toliiganyizibwa.
that you'll never be
Saagala
persecuted.
obeere mu bulamu nga weegamba
I want you to live a
nti
life telling
gwe
yourself
tolirwalamu.
that you will not feel sick a bit.
Ekifuula Katonda okubeera Katonda nkugambye
What makes God be God?
atta
I've told you He
ate
kills
agaba obulamu
and He gives life.
naye talina gwattira
But He doesn't kill
ate
them.
era talina gwatuma kutta.
And He does not send anyone to kill.
Tolifana baluganda.
Are we together,
Ate
brethren?
ebintu byonna nga bulaba biri mu settings ze zonna ez'obuntu nti omuntu alikoma wano kati gw'olina lw'olikoma.
Everything you say is already said.
Yes,
Oh, it's
lwa
already done.
leero.
Not
Aba
today.
yakikola nga kyaggwa mu setting nga yakisetinga kyaggwa.
He planned each and everything.
Bakulaba onogoose putu
They just see you falling.
nga balina kwebaza.
That they're supposed to give thanks.
Ani eyazi?
Who came?
Kale mu byonna
So above all,
kyobulaba nkugambye gwonna w'obeera.
that's why I've told you whenever you are,
Beera ng'okkiriza nti Katonda ali wamu naawe.
believe that God is with you.
Oba mbeera ki
In which
beera ng'okkiriza
Believe
nti Katonda ali wamu naawe.
That God is with you.
Oba mitawaana ki beera ng'okkiriza nti Katonda ali wamu naawe.
Believe that God is with you.
Nze byembagamba ge mazima.
What I'm telling you is the
Abantu
truth.
wenzo biwakanya kuba sibisoma mu kitabo.
The people might contend because they don't read
Nze
from the
gambye
book, but I've told you that is it.
Bakuloga.
They bewitch you.
Eddogo ne liyingira ewaka.
The witchcraft comes in at your home.
Nze nkusomesa nno.
I'm teaching you.
Nerikola ki? Alese webale wamma.
Thank you.
Olabika okitegedde nnyo. Bakuloga ne liyingira ewaka nga waali.
They bewitch you at your home. When God is
Aganya
there,
kyayagala kiyingira akiraba.
He allows whatever He wants.
Era nga waali awo era n'akireka.
When He's there and He allows it to be.
Otera oyige nti baloga.
That you learn that people bewitch.
Otera okola ki? Oyiga nti baloga.
That you will learn that they bewitch.
Katonda w'amaanyi.
God is
Anti
powerful.
w'amaanyi.
Yes, God is powerful.
Takkiriza eddogo eryo likutte.
He has not allowed the witchcraft to
Naye
kill
agadde
you.
kulaga.
But He has only wanted to
abantu
show you
baloga.
that the people do bewitch.
Kyobulaba olumu osobola okwebaka n'owulira nga lwe kikutwala.
That is why sometimes you can
N'owulira
sleep
nga
and feel
kikutwala
like
kintwala.
you feel like something is taking you.
Kintwala.
Say it's
N'ovaayo
taking
olumu.
Then you wake up at once.
Ate nkya ne weebaka nga lewali kikutwala.
Then you sleep the next day without being
N'omala
attacked with
omwezi
it.
teri kikutwala.
You spend the whole month without
Naye
being
omanyi
attacked.
ky'otegeera.
But do you know what comes to your mind?
Mbadde nfudde taba kuba Katonda.
I had almost died if it hadn't
Era
been for
otambula
God.
n'ojja bukolokolo.
And you walk
N'okwata
down,
omuzindaalo.
you get the
Kitaffe
microphone.
maanyi
Our
kitiibwa
Father's power
kitiibwa.
is glorious
Nze gwe
in
mulaba
God.
naalibadde mufu olwaleero.
I would be
Naye
dead today.
kitanganya.
But my God has helped me.
Katonda nganga ekyo kyennyini.
And God says that is it.
Owulira?
Are you
Ekyo
hearing?
kyennyini.
That
Era
is it.
agamba kati otegedde.
And He says, you
Nti nze
have
akukuuma.
now. That is me who
Nti senga
protects you.
sinze
That if
waalibadde
you hadn't
mufu.
been for me, you would be
Era
dead.
abantu oli bagamba.
And you would tell the people,
Senga si Katonda
If it hadn't
naalibadde
been for
mufu olwaleero
I would be
oba
dead.
naalibadde nafa dda.
oh, I would be dead already.
Wuliriza bulungi.
Listen very well.
Y'ensonga lwaki Katonda ebintu ebimu abireka
It's the reason God allows certain things.
ebitunyika
And they squeeze us
nebanga ebikutuusa ku levo y'okufiira
to
ddala.
one extent of completely dying.
Katonda n'agamba kati jangu
Then God says, now come.
ovaayo wa bujulizi.
You come out testifying.
Ovaayo waaki bujulizi.
You come out
Senga tabadde ye
If it hadn't
mbadde
been for me,
ngenze.
I would
Senga
go.
tabadde ye
If it hadn't been
entanga
for
bwe
God,
badde basima.
they would dig my grave.
Naye olw'okuba ali nange
But because He's with me,
sifudde.
I've not died.
Ekyokubeera naawe
For God to be with you
wuliriza
Listen to me.
tekitegeeza
doesn't mean
tewaliwo kigenda kukwatako.
that there's nothing that shall tamper with you.
Bikwatako
They reach out to
owulire
you that you can feel.
ebikunyeenya.
They even shake you.
Ogenda kulya totya ndi wamu naawe.
You get to see that Him saying, "Don't be
Wulira
afraid."
eddoboozi
Of me.
lijirawa totya ndi wamu naawe.
That is when the
Lijirawa
voice comes.
ng'aliwo ekikutteko.
The voice comes in after something has tampered with you.
Mpuliriza bulungi.
Listen to
Eddoboozi lya Katonda mu abaweereza bw'oba oliweereza.
If you
Eddoboozi
minister-
lya Katonda okuba ery'amaanyi mu ggwe
So God's
liyitawa.
voice is powerful. Where does it come from?
Sipiriti yo olina lw'obeerawo ng'olira erwana.
There's a time when you feel your spirit fighting.
Tekitegeeza
It doesn't mean
nti oli muwambe.
that you are a captive.
Naye sipiriti ye erina okuba ey'amaanyi.
But your spirit has got to be powerful.
Si kuyita mu kwebaka
Not
na mu
through
kukaka.
sleeping.
Oba owulira waliwo akulwala waliwo
You
ekikulwanyisa
always feel
n'okiwulira
something's fighting you.
munda eri ng'olinga awulira
As if there's something inside.
ani ali nange.
Who is with me?
Ekiraga obukulu bwa Katonda ku bulamu bwaffe
What shows God's greatness upon our lives
yewa gye tuli mu kufubutuka.
is the far we are coming.
Tetuli mu kuva mu mataala
We are not coming from
naye
light,
tuva mu nzikiza.
but we are coming from darkness.
Waliwo ebigamba
There are things
tojja
that
vaayo
you not
tojja
come
genda
out.
maaso
You not
tojja
go forward.
kulaakulana
You not prosper.
naye ng'ovaayo.
When you come out,
Katonda ayogerera lwaki nga tewali kiriwo?
Why should God speak if there is
Lwaki abaayogera nga amatala gaako?
Why should God speak if there is no lights?
Lwaki abaayogera?
Why should God speak?
Ayogera waliwo
God speaks
enzikiza.
when there is
Ayogera tolaba gy'olaga.
When you don't
Ayogera
God
obulamu nga
speaks
tobutegeera.
when you do not understand your life.
Kyonsonga lwaki nkugambye nga ntandika.
It's the reason I've told you in the beginning.
Ne bw'eba embeera ki
Whichever situation,
oba kintu ki,
whichever
sigala ng'ogamba
remain
ali nange,
that He is
ali
with me.
nange.
He is with me.
Otegedde?
Have you understood?
Ne bw'ebeera mbeera ki,
In every circumstance,
sigala ng'ogamba
Always
ali nange.
that God is with me.
Tokeera n'ogamba nti tali naawe
Don't ever say He's not with you
kubanga olira ekikusika.
because something is pulling you.
Era ensonga lwaki Katonda ayogera
It's the reason God speaks.
kubanga waliwo ebikusika.
Because there are things that pull you.
Ate mu kukusika okwo
And in so doing,
mwe muva obukulu bwa Katonda mu ggwe.
that is when God's greatness manifests.
Obukulu bwa Katonda bwe buliwa.
Which is God's greatness.
Kyansika naye tekyanzita.
It pulled me, but it didn't kill me.
Byantuga naye saafa.
They strangled me, but I didn't
Katonda
die.
yannyamba.
So God helped me.
Ekibi kwe kutuga n'ofa.
The bad thing is for them to strangle you and you die.
Sibagambe mugende mutugibwe.
I'm not asking you to
Era
go
we
and
ndi
be
okwogera
strangled.
eri ebituga.
Because I'm here to
Kale buli gwe
strangle.
kituga
So whoever
tekiddamu.
is being let it not strangle you again.
Wanike emikono njogere.
Lift up your
Kale
hands
buli
and
gwe
let's pray.
kituga
Whoever is strangled,
tebiddamu.
let them not strangle you again.
Katoma kyekitegeeza ekyo.
Do you know what that means?
Webale wamma. Oma kyekitegeeza.
Do you know what that
Giremeze
means?
y'emikono. Ngambye
I have
buli
said,
gwe kituga
whoever is
tekiddamu.
strangled, let it not strangle you again.
Nva leero
Right from this
tekiddamu.
day, let it not strangle
Kitegeeza
you
ki
again.
ekyo?
What does
Katonda
that mean?
ayogedde.
God has spoken.
Kitegeeza kitiibwa.
It means the glory.
Bw'onaddayo ne weebaka ne kitakutuga
Once you go back and sleep and it doesn't
ogenda
strangle you,
kujjawo obujulizi.
you come and testify.
Obujulizi butegeeza ki?
What does the
Butegeeza ekitiibwa.
The testimony represents the glory.
Mpuliriza.
Listen to me.
Katonda
God
tanoonya bagagga,
is not after the rich.
anoonya baavu.
He's after the poor.
Abagaggawaze.
That He will make them be rich.
Katonda tanoonya babiliyoniya,
He's not after the
anoonya
billionaires.
baavu
He's after
abafuna
the poor.
babiliyoniya.
To make them
Ekyo
billionaires.
kyekikola ekitiibwa.
That makes the glory.
Oli nange?
Are you with me?
Yensonga lwaki ne bw'ojja ng'olina ssente,
It's the reason even if you come with money,
Katonda ateekawo muwaatwa
God puts a gap
w'anaayogerera ekigambo kye.
where He will speak His word unto you,
Okirabe.
that you will see it.
Kitegeeza waliwo ebikaluba.
It means there are things that feel difficult
Ayogere
for God to
bikolebwe.
for them to be done,
Omanye
that you
nti
get to know
Katonda
that He
ali
is
mwoyo.
God, abides in Him.
Oli nange waluganda.
Are you with me, brethren?
Kale
So,
bw'olabanga embeera yonna oba ekintu kyonna mu bulamu bwo,
whenever you see anything in your life,
tekitegeeza nti toli na Katonda.
does not mean that you're not with God.
Era endowooza zo
And in your mindset,
zibeere buli kaseera nga olowooza nti kale ng'okkiriza nti Katonda ali wamu naawe.
believe that God is with you.
Buli w'obeera nga wonna gwekkiriza,
Whenever you are just
ne
believing,
bw'otambula
Even
ng'oli
when
waliwo
you-
ekikuttega,
and you feel like that something is
kikutega,
stopping
sigala
you,
ng'otambula
Continue
era
to
sigala ng'okkiriza
and continue
ti
to
Katonda ali wamu nange.
that
Ne
God is
wankubadde
with me.
kino kintega,
Even
naye
if
ali
it
wamu
stops me.
nange.
but God is with me.
Bugenda kukya nga tokyakiwulira.
A day will dawn when you no longer feel it.
Tulifuna baluganda.
Are we together,
Kyekifuula
brethren?
Katonda okubeera Katonda.
That makes God be God.
Enkuba n'entonya omusana nekolokola ki?
It rains
Ne gwaka.
It rains and it shines.
Omusana bwe gwaka ne muwoowoola.
Once it shines so much, you cry.
Katonda tonnyesa enkuba.
God, let it
Katonda
rain.
tonnyesa enkuba.
Let it rain,
Katonda
God.
tonnyesa enkuba.
Let it
Enkuba
rain.
bw'etonnya n'eyitirira.
Was
Katonda
too much
akasana.
rain. We want
Katonda
sun.
akasana.
We want sunshine, God.
Wonna ayinawo kitiibwa.
It is all about His glory in everything.
Kansubire nti obitegeera bulungi.
Let me hope you understand this very well.
Obifunye bulungi.
Have you
Oli mu
understood?
bikwata.
And are you mastering?
Waliwo abeera n'ebibuuzo. Kati bw'obanga wali omanyi nti ndibeera bwe nti lwaki wandeka n'enkola bwe ndi.
That is why the people who always have queries that if you knew that I would be like this, why did you allow things to
Kati
be
waliwo
that
ebibeerawo nakyo kanjikusomesa.
Let me teach you about this also.
Waliwo ebibeerawo
There are things that happen
olw'obulagajjavu bwaffe.
out of our negligence. Yes.
Nga bulagajjavu bwo
That it is
ne
your
wabeerawo
negligence.
ebibeerawo
And there are things that
kubanga
happen
bibadde birina okubeerawo.
because they were supposed to be.
Waliwo obwavu obukuluma wa Luganda nga Katonda abulimu.
There is a poverty you go through, brethren, that is
Ne
because of God.
bukumeketa
You go through that
nga
poverty,
naye abulimu.
yet it is God who is taking you through that situation.
Obwavu ne bukuluma.
You go through the poverty.
Webale wamma.
Thank you.
Obwavu ne bukuluma.
You go through that poverty.
Naye nga Katonda yennyini nga ye driver waabwo.
Yet God Himself is under
Nga
control.
yali kamotoka k'obwavu atudde avuga.
He's the one driving a car concerning poverty.
Ojja mu saavisi mufuna
Remember
mugabirirwa.
that you're going to be provided. You
Oddayo ewaka pepepe.
go back home, you find there is
Kumbe mwene
nothing.
yennyini ayogera driver w'obwavu bwo.
Yet God Himself is under control.
Ne wabeera n'obwavu obukuluma.
And there's a poverty one goes
Nga buva
through
ku bulagajjavu bwo
that is because of your
oba ku
negligence,
bugayaavu bwo.
because of your laziness.
Njagala oyiga Katonda.
I want you to learn God.
Katonda agamba nze nakuleka mweyo embeera.
God is the one who says, I am the one who allowed you to dwell in the situation.
Then nkuyimuse.
Then I would lift you,
Olyoke otegeere
that you would
ti
understand
nze Katonda.
that I am God.
Okiwulira ekyo?
Do you
Ti
hear
nze nakuleka
That it's
mweyo
me who allowed
embeera.
in that situation,
Ntere nkuyimuse
That I would
olyoke
lift you,
otegeere
and you
ti
would
nze
know
Katonda.
that I am
Kyova
God.
olaba ne mu mbeera
That's why
tutendereza.
we praise.
Oli nange wa Luganda.
Are you with me, brethren?
Njagala okiyige.
I want you to learn.
Mwebale bannaye. Njagala okiyige.
I want
Era
you to learn.
okitegeere.
And I want you to understand.
Okiyige era okitegeere.
I want you to learn and understand it.
Ye Katonda w'embeera.
He's the God of circumstances.
Ate ye Katonda w'omukisa.
And He's the God of the blessing.
Kati ogamba
Do you want to say
enkuba etonnya
That-
n'ekulukusa amazzi.
the rain that rains and it causes the
Abana
water to
gimanyi.
flow? Isn't He aware of that rain?
Ye Katonda asobola okukkiriza enjala
He's the God who can allow hunger
ekulume.
for you to starve.
Ate era ye Katonda asobola okukkusa.
And He's the God who can satisfy you.
Kati ekigambo nkukkusa
So the word I am
kikola
satisfying
nnyo ku balumiddwa enjala.
works so much unto the people who have starved.
Tekikola nnyo ku bakkufu.
It doesn't work so much unto the ones who are satisfied.
Abamu ekigenda otufuula ab'amaanyi
What is going to make some of us be powerful
y'embeera gye tuvaamu,
is the situation we've gone through.
si gy'emirembe gye tuvaamu,
Not the peace,
naye y'embeera gye tuvaamu.
but the
Ne bino
situation.
byonna by'olaba
Even those that you see
tebikoleddwa
have not been done
mirembe,
in peace.
bikoleddwa mbeera.
They've been
Ngamba by'olaba
done in
nkusomesa.
circumstances. What you see
Amaanyi
me
gonna
all the
agabikoze
energy
mu nze
that I'm
mbeera.
it's because of the situations.
osobola obeera teacher biki nga tewayitako ku mbooko za primary school.
How can you become a teacher yet you've never been caned in primary?
Yogaga oli teacher
And you claim to
osomesa
be a
abaana
teacher. You teach the
naye
students,
gwe
but
tebakuba ku mbooko za primary school.
you were never caned in primary.
Tewakeerako ku makya genda ku ssomero.
You never woke up early to go to school.
Ngamba baticha b'amasomero science manya biki ebyo
I'm talking about the teachers, the science teachers and so on.
ebyokuwunza olumu abantu.
The things that cause some people perplexed sometimes.
Katonda mu byonna by'atasobola kwerabira eri bulamu bwo.
Above all things that God cannot forget in your life.
Experience ey'obulamu bwo.
Something called
Kitegeeza ebigendo
personal
gikola
experience.
munda mu ggwe.
It means what is going to make that
Era
experience in
ly'ekkubo
you.
lyo ly'oyitamu.
That is the path you're to follow.
Omusajja oyo alina experience.
So that man is experienced.
Omukyala oyo alina experience.
That woman is experienced.
Byakola byanjawulo.
What they do
Enjogera ye
is special.
eraga alina experience.
Her way of speaking shows she's experienced.
Golozo ogenda kukeera bukeezi onanaagire.
You think you're just going to wake up and begin to stammer,
Obeere ng'abasumagira.
just like the people dozing.
Olina nga waluganda. Njagala oyige Katonda.
I want you to learn God.
Era otegeere Katonda.
And I want you to
Ekyo
understand
kyakuwadde
God.
okutegeera.
What He has given you to understand.
Goloza lwaki abamu balinda Katonda ne babikoowa?
Why do you think that some people wait upon God and feel weary?
Ne balinda ne babikoowa.
They wait till when they are weary.
Ate nga kyaba yayogera kiba kikyo.
Yet what God said is always that.
Gwe n'olaba ng'ali leeti.
And you think that God is late.
Ne weeterawo ekkubo.
Then you make a way for yourself.
Era abasinga bangi wano.
And so many people here.
Obugumiikiriza bw'okugumiikiririza mu Katonda bali bangi bali wano.
Most people are here.
Gamba nalinda nagumiikiriza ne bigaana.
You say, I waited patiently and things failed.
Njagala oyige Katonda mu bulamu bwo.
I want you to learn God in your life.
Njagala oyige ki? Katonda mu bulamu bwo.
I want you to learn God in your
Oyige
life.
ng'olwo bwe nkuyigiriza.
Learn like I've told you today.
Mu buli mbeera yonna.
In every circumstance.
Kyeteekengamu nti ali naawe.
Always get to know that
Kati
God is with
atali
you.
mu mbeera.
So the person who is not gone through the situation.
Lwaki aba abeera naawe?
Why should God be with you
Oba
anyway?
omwetaagira ki?
Why will you need God?
Kati njagala kukuyigiriza nti teriyo lunaku lw'ogenda kuba nga toli mu mbeera.
I want to teach you that there is no day that you will fail to be not.
Teruliyo.
That day is not there.
Gwenza ogamba embeera akayumba mwensula.
You could
Embeera
think the situation is
manya,
the house.
sina kyakulya.
The situation
Embeera
is not-
manya kino.
The situation is this and that. No.
Nagambye.
I told
Ne
you.
bw'oli wanvu otya.
However tall you grow,
Tosobola kuba ng'oli muwanvu n'ogamba sina kye neetaaga wansi.
you cannot say, I am tall and I don't need anything
Ani
down.
muwanvu nga byeetaaga biri wagguluuka?
Who is tall and whatever they need is up?
Nga gw'oli muwanvu buli kye weetaaga kiri mu bbanga.
That you're tall and everything you need is in the atmosphere.
Kale tewali alibeerawo ku nsi kuno.
So nobody will exist on this earth
Tewaliiwo muwaatwa
without a gap.
gyali gumwetaagisa Katonda.
Without a gap
Taliyo
that need them to
era
be with God.
talibaayo.
That person is never there and they
Oyo
are
gwe
not
bayita Katonda
existing. So
taliyo
that is
era talibaayo.
the person is not
Nti ye
existing.
n'abeerawo ng'agamba
For them to
nze
be there.
seetaaga Katonda taliyo.
That they say, I do not need God. That one
Banoonya
doesn't.
obugagga ne balowooza obugagga bugenda zibikira buli kituli.
Some people are rich and they think that
Bagenda
the
mu masabo ne
both
baloga bagaggawale nga balowooza obugagga banaabufuna.
They go to shrine
Bugenda
to be with
kavali
him.
nga buli wamu onaawo beere nga tewaliiwo byetaago.
thinking when they attain the wealth they will get
Teriyo mu
everything.
nsi muno
But there is-
ateetaaga Katonda.
Nobody on this face of the earth doesn't need God.
Just tebamanyi bumanya.
It's only that they
Buli muntu
ignore.
yeetaaga Katonda.
But every person needs God.
Omwetaaga we bali. Baana bampa ku ssente ennaku zino
The
binya.
children bless me nowadays.
Ani ali nange?
Who is with me?
Tuli fana baluganda.
Are we together?
Teruliyo.
That day is not there.
teruliyo lunaku lugenda kukyago ne weegamba nze
Even if
sikyetaaga
you say,
katonda
I no longer
nze
need God.
kati sikyayagala katonda
I
teruliyo
know that day is not there.
ate era teriyo muntu ayinayo olunaku olwo
And still there is no human being who has got such a day.
era mu nsi eno olunaku olwo terulibaayo eri muntu
And that day will never exist on this face of the earth.
lwalikera nga ganze seetaaga katonda
That day they will wake up saying, I do not need God.
abamu ekibanywesa omwenge
What makes certain people take
baba
alcohol?
banoonya kuzibikira eri gaapu
They want to bridge up the gap.
ne bagunywa ne batamiira beerabire
They take alcohol, they get
bagenda
drunk to
okugolokoka
forget.
ngera gaapu weeri
By the time they wake up, the gap
abamu
is still
boolaba
there.
beezinyaazinya
Some of the people you see dance,
beezinyaazinya naye nga banoonya kubeera kuwummula naye nga tebasobola kuwummula
they dance seeking for help, but yet they can't find it.
oli nange waluganda
Are you with me,
buli
brethren?
kaseera oliba weetaaga katonda
You'll always
buli
need God at that
kaseera
time.
katonda alibaako wakuyisa
God will always make
teri
you go through
lunaku
something all the time.
lwogenda keera
There is no
nga
day
katonda talina wagenda kuyisa
that God is not going to make you go through
buli
something.
lunaku
Every day,
katonda alibaako ne wakuyisa
God will have
bwempaayo
to make you
olunaku
go through
lwagera ku
something.
makya nga talina wakuyisa
Give me a day when you wake up and you say, God has not made me go through
olwomukono
anything.
gongambe nze nakeerako nga katonda talina wayina kumpisa
Lift up your hand and say, I've ever woken up one day and I thought I don't need God in that particular day.
waliwo olunaku lwalyokeddeko
Is there any day you've ever
ne
gone?
lwegamba nnemu akasente kange
Even the day you say, I have
Era.
no money with me, still
oba owulira
you can
nga
feel
weetaaga katonda
that you need God.
tulifuna baluganda
Are we
kale
together?
n'olwekyo
For that matter,
by'osuubira
what you expect,
nti bye birikuwa amaanyi mu nsi
that is the one that shall give you power in the
tebigenda
world.
gakuwa tebiyinza kuleeta bunafu
They will not give you the strength. They will instead bring weakness in you.
tebigenda kuwa maanyi naye bigenda kuleeta ki bunafu
They will not give you courage, but instead they will make you be weak.
katonda yalikuwa amaanyi aga ddala
It's only God who will give you that
katonda
true power.
yalikusobozesa ebya ddala
It's only God who will enable you in a real way.
ate era naye
And even Him,
ne bw'aba akuwummuza
Even if
alekaweera akafo ke w'omwetaagira
He still leaves a gap for you when you need Him.
tolina lunaku lwogenda kumatira
There's not that you're going to feel satisfied.
tolina lunaku lwogenda gamba nti kati mpulira
There's not that you're going to
njize
say
leero
that I feel
buli
like
kye
I've
mbadde
done
neetaaga
today.
katonda
Everything
olwaleero
I need God.
nkifunye
I've
era
got it today,
nkirina
and I have it. It is not there.
ova mu saavisi
You get
oba
out of
wakatuuka ewaka
When you've done
n'owulira
the right
ng'era
and you feel like
oyagala katonda era abeeko kyayogera
you still want God to say something in your life.
yensonga lwaki saavisi ne bweba ya buli lunaku
It's the reason even
katonda
if the
tasobola
service is
kubulwa
daily,
kyayogera n'abantu be
God can never lack what to tell His people.
ne bwe luba lunaku lulamba nga muli mu maaso ge talina lwayinza kusirika
Even though it's a whole day when you're before Him, He will never be quiet.
tulifuna baluganda
Are we together, brethren?
kale n'olwekyo nakutandikidde nkugamba
I started by saying
buli mbeera yonna
that in every circumstance,
olina okuba nga buli mbeera yonna gy'olaba nga weegamba katonda ali wamu nange
you have to tell yourself,
oba waliwo ekikunyeenya weegambe lwali nange
tell yourself, God is
olw'okuba
with me.
kikunyenyeza
Because it has
tekitegeeza
shaken you. It doesn't
tali
mean
naawe
that God is not with
olw'okuba
you.
oyanjala ngalo
Because
tekitegeeza
you have
nti tali naawe
It doesn't mean that God is
olw'okuba
not with
ntamwe
you.
ewaka tewalimu mmere tekitegeeza nti tali naawe
Because you have empty saucepans at home doesn't mean that God is not with you.
kati bw'ogenda n'ologa
So when you go to be weak,
n'olya buli lunaku
will you eat every day?
bw'ologa
Once
n'otalwala
Won't you fall sick?
buli kaseera abagenda mu masabo beetaaga omusawo w'amaanyi.
The people who go to shrines will always yearn
Era
for
kyova
a
olaba
powerful
abazunga mu
doctor.
masabo tebakoma.
That is why the people who are in
Bagenda
shrines
uno nga
never get.
bamutendedde aba yaakavaayo.
Once they go to this one who was praised to be
Aga
powerful,
naye mpulira waliwo ekibulamu.
I feel like something is still lacking.
Kangende noonye omulala ehoyima eyo.
Let me go to home and find some other witch doctor.
Tebalekerawo
They
fe
don't
aba
stop.
Katonda
And
fe
we the godly
tuwummula
people, it's we
ne
who rest
tutazunga kubanga tuba twatuuka.
because we reached at the final destination.
Kale embeera yonna bw'ebeeranga mu bulamu bwo
Once you find any circumstance in your life
teweegambanga
Never
nti
tell
Katonda
yourself
tali naawe.
that God is not with you,
Embeera yonna bw'ebeeranga mu bulamu bwo
Once you see any
teweegambanga
circumstance,
nti Katonda tali naawe.
never tell yourself that God is
Okubeera
not
ne
with you.
mmotoka si kwe kubeera ne Katonda.
Having a car doesn't mean you
Okubeera
have God.
n'amaka si kwe kubeera ne Katonda.
Having a home doesn't mean you
Okubeera
have God.
n'engoye nnyingi si kwe kubeera ne Katonda.
Having too many clothing
Okubeera
doesn't mean you have
n'amataka
God.
amangi si kwe kubeera ne Katonda.
Having too many pieces of land doesn't mean you have
Oyinza
God.
okuba ng'olina zero
You could be having
naye
nothing,
ng'ate Katonda ali wamu nnyo naawe
yet
nnyo.
God is so much with you.
Era bino ebintu Katonda abituwa
And God gives us
kubanga
these things.
tubyetaaga.
Because we need them.
Abituwa kubanga bitugasa.
He gives them to us because they are important to us.
Ne Katonda mulekerawo mupimiranga ku bintu.
Stop measuring God depending on things.
Gundi anyirira nnyo aleka alina Katonda.
That so and so looks so good, it seems it's the one with
Gundi ali
God.
bw'ati alabika alina Katonda.
So and so is like this, it
Manya
seems it's
gundi
the one
ali
with
kino alabika
God.
alina Katonda.
So and so is this, it seems it's the one with God.
Katonda mulekerawo omupimirira mu bintu.
Stop measuring God depending
Mulekerawo
on things.
mupimira mu kusoma.
Stop measuring God depending on
Otulawo ne
education.
weegomba abaasoma
You sit and
nga bali
look
ku
at the
TV nga boogera oluzungu
When they are
n'ogamba
speaking
oyo alina
English,
Katonda.
and you say so and so has God,
alina
God, no.
luzungu.
They've only got English.
Oluzungu si Katonda.
Because English is
Naye
not
obwongo
God.
bwammwe
But your brains,
bw'olaba yambadde suuti
once you see a person putting on
egamba
a
oyo
suit,
alabika alina
you
Katonda.
say it seems it's the one with God.
Nsonga lwaki mbambalira bwe nti
It's the reason I wear this
musobole
style.
okukitegeera obulungi.
That you can absolutely get it
Tuli
well.
bana baluganda.
Are we together, brethren?
Lekerawo Katonda omulabira mu bintu.
Let's stop seeing God in things.
Asobola okubeera naawe
He could be with you,
yadde tolina.
even though you do not have.
Mwebale wamma, mwebale.
Thank you.
Mere b'amaanyi.
Be
Asobola
powerful.
okubeera naawe yadde tolina.
He can't be with you even if you don't have.
Sanga oli nga alina engattemu.
You find a person with one pair of shoes,
Katonda nga mugandi wamu naawe.
but God tells the person, I am with you.
N'agamba abagagga bonna abali mu kifo n'abagamba ndi n'ono.
He speaks to all the rich in the place and he says,
Era ono
I am
gwe
with this
ŋŋenda
one.
okuyimusa mukozese gye muli.
He's the one I'm going to lift up and use unto you.
Kale wejjengamu n'olunyoomonyomo.
Let go of that kind
Okunyoomanyoma
of
abantu.
despising others,
Okuyisaayisangamu abantu amaaso.
minimizing other people.
Okunyoomanyomanga abantu.
Let go of
Kya!
despising because it's something very wrong.
Nga gwe weerowooza olw'okuba
Thinking that
olinamu
because
obukadde butaano
you have 5 million shillings
gw'alina
with you,
Katonda.
so you have God.
Ti Katonda gwakwagala nnyo.
And God loves you so much.
Tulifana baluganda.
Are we
Ti gwe
together?
Katonda akwagala nnyo.
That God loves you
Kubanga
so
olina
much
miliyoni 2.
because you have 20 million
Olianza
shillings.
okuba talina.
A person might not be
Naye nga ye
having,
mukwano gwa Katonda.
yet he's
Ate
God's
nnyo.
friend. He's God's best
Ate
friend.
era nga bajja muyimusa.
And God
nnyo.
loves the person so much.
Kale buli w'obanga oyita wonna.
So in every circumstance you go through,
Ofubanga nnyo okulaba.
endeavor to see
Nga teweegamba nti ndabika siina Katonda kubanga mpita mu kino.
that it seems God is not with me because I'm going
Embeera
through
ne
this.
bwebanga etya.
Whichever situation,
Lekera okwegamba ndabika Katonda nze yanvaako.
stop saying that it seems God forsook me.
Ali naawe ate nnyo.
He is seriously
Bw'obanga
with
naawe
you.
oli mu kigambo kye. Ali naawe ate nnyo.
If you're abiding in His word, He is seriously
Ali
with you.
naawe ate nnyo.
He is very serious with you.
Ekyo kye kimufuula Katonda okuba ng'atambula n'abaavu.
That makes Him be God for Him to move with the poor.
Abatalina.
Those who do not
Abatalina
have,
yadde olwataano.
those who don't have a
N'agamba
coin.
nali naawe.
And He says, I was
Ng'olonda
with you.
kasasiro.
When you were picking
Nali
from the
naawe.
ground, I was with
Ng'onoonya
you.
ebyokulya.
When you were
Nali
looking for
naawe.
I was
Ng'osula mu
with you.
biyumba.
When you were sleeping in
N'agamba kati
houses.
ŋŋenda kuyimusa.
Says, now
nkufuula alabibwako,
I'll turn you into
nkufuula eyobuuzibwako.
I'll turn you into a consultant.
Baana ba Katonda,
Children of God,
ekitiibwa
the glory,
kya Katonda kiva wala.
God's glory comes from far.
Twasulako mu biyumba
We slept in abandoned houses.
ne bakuumisa ennyumba site ng'okuuma enzigi z'omuntu mu nyumba.
They would make you to protect, to act as a security
Olina
person
akafaliiso kali awo kabi weewebaka.
with a very bad mattress.
Nagamba jangu osule wano.
Says, come and sleep here.
Nakuwanga enkumi ezazisatusatu.
They would pay you 3,000 shillings.
Beeka wamma oli beeka mutunuulire. Ojjukira mwami Kiwanuka wali eyali neighbor wammwe.
Remember Mr. Chiwanuka, who was your
Tonzijjukira
neighbor?
nga nsulawo.
Don't you remember me sleeping there?
Nze nasima ebinnya byawo.
I'm the one who dug the ditches, the septics in that
Naye kati
home.
laba kyendi ndi ddoboozi.
And this time I am the voice.
Nze sijja kwogera gye nva.
I'm not afraid of talking of where I've come from.
Soft tanka,
The septic,
toilet,
the
byonna.
toilets and
Nze
everything.
akola emirimu okusenda enzigi olujja lwe byonna.
It's me who would work
Era
upon
yempa
his
akasenda
compound.
akantwala e Sudan.
He's the one who gave me the money that took me to Sudan.
Kati bw'osanga ogamba bano bakolimirwa, bano baliko ekikolimo bano.
If you're to find such a people, you can
Bano
never
baliko
get
ekikolimo,
to
tebalina Katonda bano.
This
Mulabe
one is cursed.
aliko ekikolimo.
He's cursed.
Kikolimo kyennyini kino.
He's a serious curse.
Nate Kiwanuka si ali wano.
But it's not Chiwanuka here.
Ani ali nange?
Who is
Si
with
ali
me?
wano.
It is not Chiwanuka here.
Katonda atuzimba,
God builds us
atujja wansi.
from ground level.
Lekerawo okupapa,
Stop rushing
onokusiyaga.
that you will be saved from homosexuality.
Lekerawo okukola kiwebale. Lekerawo okupapa,
Stop rushing
onokubba.
that you will be saved from theft.
Lekerawo okupapa,
Stop
onokubeera malaya.
That you will be saved from being a slum.
Lekerawo okupapa.
Stop rushing.
Tegeera ne mu mbeera gy'olimu nti era Katonda ali naawe.
Get to know that God is with
Olina
you.
2,000,
Even though you have
yadde olina
1,000
mutwalo,
Even though you
yadde
have
olina
10,000
mufaliso
shillings.
gwokka.
Even though you have only a
Wejjamu
mattress.
ekintu ky'okubeera ng'olowooza
Stop thinking
nti abalina Katonda baali nabo.
that the ones who have
Nti
are the
gwe
ones
Katonda
with God.
yakukyawa.
And God hates you.
Babayigiriza ebikolimo ne bikawuula.
They've told you about curses and the evil spirits.
Kati awatali mwavu Katonda atandikirewa.
Without a poor person, where will God begin from?
Ekitiibwa kya Katonda kiviirayo mu mbeera, kiviirayo mu bizibu, kiviirayo eri omuntu oyo.
God is
Ensi
glorified
gweraba
from the person.
ng'atalina kyali.
Out of the person who is considered to be nothing by the world.
Kale embeera yonna bw'ebeerawo,
So whenever every situation arises,
tewegambanga
Never
ti
tell
Katonda
yourself
tali naawe.
that God is not with you.
Buli kaseera weerabenga ne Katonda.
See
Buli
yourself
kaseera
all the
kuba
time.
bufaananyi ng'oli ne Katonda
Imagine
ng'ali
yourself
naawe.
all the time.
Lekera okuba obufaananyi
Stop
bw'eddogo
imagining of
nti
witchcraft.
kubanga tolina.
Because you do not have.
Omanyi buli wabeera nga tolina
You know, whenever you don't
obufaananyi
have,
bw'okuba bwa ddogo.
begin to imagine
Ne
witchcraft.
bakunywesa emmindi amannyo gonna ne gaguba.
They make you to blow the pipe and you get
Ne
tainted.
bagolokosa ekiro ne bagamba kati kunama ng'otunudde.
They make you to wake up in the night. Bend this side. Bend this side.
Kati tambula kyennyuma nnyo.
Move backwards.
Bakulaga nti gwe mandwa ze zirina okuyisaawo.
They are trying to show you that the
Era
evil
bangi
spirits are not
muyingira
supposed to
amasabo
have.
kubanga temulina ate era ne mugavaamu era ne mubanga temulina.
So many people go to the shrines because they don't have, and you still come out of them when you don't have.
Mwesonyiwa ebintu ebyo.
Let go of those things
Mwagale Katonda
Love
era
God.
mumukkirize.
and believe.
Muve mu by'okunoonya obugagga mu masabo.
Stop looking for wealth in shrines.
Teriyo mandwa n'emu eri musaba eyinza kugamba natonda omuyembe.
There is no evil spirit that can tell you that I
Ne
created a
mandwa ezo
mango
nazo
tree.
ziringa Yesu.
Because the evil spirits are just like
Manya mandwa
Jesus.
gundi yatonda ki?
Evil spirit so and so, what has it ever created?
Kate ngenze wa gundi Mukalakasa yatonda ki?
Have gone to Mukalakasa,
Mandwa
what has
gundi
it ever created?
yatonda ki? Lubaale yatonda ki?
What has the demon so and so ever created?
Era byonna bye bamu.
They're still the same.
Yesu era yatonda ki?
It's the same thing. What has Jesus ever created?
Ono yajjira mu kitabo na luzungu.
The only thing is that Jesus came in the book and in English.
Nene talina kyeyatonda.
But he has
talina kyasongako n'agamba guno omuyembe gwange guli omuti gwange.
The other tree is mine.
Yakolimira Bayibuli ega yakolimira mikolimira.
The Bible says he just cast them.
Omuti ogutabala bibala na
the tree does not bear fruits, he cast it.
Ale Bayibuli egamba nti gwali tegunnatuusa biro byago byakubala.
And the same Bible says it was
not
time of
so
why did Jesus cast the tree? Say, I've cast you among you tree. Can you cast something that is not yet your time? You cast a young girl that she doesn't bear. I cast you my son because the one who is just 9 years. It means we need to look into his senses. Was it fine? The evil spirits, they've never created anything. You go, they will tie you they will tie fiber for you, but they've never created anything. Never allow those baskets and worship God. Praise and worship your God. What did your grandparents have? What did your grandfather die with? What did they have? And did they ever put anything into existence? What your grandfather was looking for is what you're looking for. We honor them because they existed. And we came from them. Not to visit them. The things they didn't have. You failed to help me when you were still alive. Will you help me when you're dead? What will I ask from my grandfather? Really? I didn't even see him, by the way. The others are human beings who passed on. Leave them to die. But we honor their existence because of their contribution to us. Not to ask from them. Your grandparents want you to put for them a basket. How have they helped me? A person is of relevance when they're still alive. After they've died, that person is gone. This person, come and help me, mother. How will your mother help you? She failed to help herself. Let go of that. You find people who think of shrines. I'll go this way. I'll go this way. I'll go this way. What are you looking for? You're just like the other people who worship Jesus. Where are you going? I'm going to. What has he ever created? What shows that he existed? Show us the mountain he created. Show us the mango he created. Show us the tree he created. We see the ability in something after they put something in place. Creation. But those evil spirits are there to torture you and to torture your soul. Nobody goes into those. Nobody joins them.
n'atabeerawo nga tategeerekeka.
Nobody just
Mwewale ebintu ebyo.
avoid those
Era
things
mubidduke.
and flee away from them.
Mukkirize Katonda wammwe eyabatonda.
Your creator.
Mukkirize kubanga
Believe
Katonda wammwe eyabatonda.
He is your
Ebyo
creator.
mubidduke.
Flee away from those things. Are we together, brethren? Flee away from those things. Which is the powerful shrine? Where is the powerful shrine? Who is the powerful witch doctor? Who is powerful? You watch the TV. There's one called you always put down people's contacts. Maybe if he puts a speaker into the board, no God can speak. You know we've got the TV. They always make announcements of witch doctors. This one is, you always save those contacts. God is angry to the people who worship other things. The people who worship the things that yet the Creator is there. Can you feel happy if your child praises other people? When you were a true father or a true mother, you take care of your child very well. They grow up and they fail to talk about you, and you fail to feel bad. When any circumstances arise, it doesn't mean that God will never redeem you. The bad thing is for the situation that you still don't believe. Are we together? Even though the things that make us feel weak, but you must not accept to feel weak. You're supposed to remain on the powerful side. Even though the things that you are always there. But you're supposed to remain on the powerful side that you'll not be afraid. There is no way we'll see God in our lives when we still weaken Him in our hearts. If you weaken God in your heart, how will you see Him? I told you there are things that happen out of our negligence, and there are things that happen that it was supposed to be like that. But sometimes out of our negligence, you're not going to give every circumstance to God. There's a person who doesn't have There's a person crying because of the negligence. There's a person who struggled today is because of the negligence. But I'm speaking to a person who abides in the word, who keeps themselves in God. Sometimes the situation arises or it comes. It doesn't mean that it has come because God is not with you. Stay deep in God. And there are things that attack you. When you slept under confusion, you slept in affecting your minister, you slept in being that you slept abusing your pastor, so the things just out of your negligence. You do not believe from inside. And out of your negligence. Let's differentiate those. And then there is a situation that is God Himself is the one in it.
amaanyi agatubuusa
the power that makes us
tegava mu mirembe,
doesn't come in
gava
peace.
mu bantu kusekerera, kujerega, kuvuma.
It comes from being scolded against.
Mwe muva amaanyi agatubuusa.
That is where we get the power that makes us to fly.
Era bw'oba obeera n'abantu abakusaasira,
And if you're always with the people who sympathize with you,
ebiseera bisinga tova mu kifo.
in most cases you
Oh
never
bambi,
leave. You never
oh
leave.
bambi,
Oh, sorry.
munnange bambi,
Sorry.
oh bambi,
Oh,
oh
sorry.
munnange bambi,
Oh,
weebake,
sorry. You sleep.
munnange tofaayo,
Don't mind.
tova mu kifo.
You never get out of that
Era abaana
zone.
bwe bakuza ekyejo tebayiiya.
And the childish children will never.
Babiro
They
tebayiiya.
are never creative.
Kaseera bo babeera bakyejo.
They're always childish.
Genda ogire mama.
Go and do this.
Mami ndyayo.
Mommy, I'm afraid.
Tebakulaakulana.
They don't prosper.
Kaseera babeera mami.
They're always calling
Mami
mommy.
boy babeera mami wange ajja kumpa.
My mother will give me.
Abalenzi amanyi bamama bakuzanya abalenzi ekyejo.
You know the
Osanga
mothers
ayina
usually
eddenzi
visit.
libeera waka.
You find a mother with his son at home.
Lijja ne lumulimba mami kakati mami kumbe
He
lina
comes
akawala.
and says,
Mami
"Mommy,
ng'ajjayo sente amuwa. Hey mwana wange
Gets
genda.
money. My child, you
Oyo muwe
go.
edduuka.
Give him a show.
Ligwirawo.
If you're to give such a boy a show,
Ligwirawo.
it collapses there and then.
Abamu ebigendo basumbwa mu bufumbo bwammwe.
Some of the things that
Byejo.
are going to disturb you in your marriages is being childish.
Byejo gye mwakulira.
The places where you grew up from, that they don't want to be
Tebannabagira.
spoken to, they can't command
Oyagala
you.
weebake kubanga nga bwe weebakanga ewamu.
You want to sleep the way you used to sleep at home.
Oluyingira
The moment you enter, you snore
paka ku makya.
till morning.
Ne ku makya togoloka.
You snore even in the morning.
Abamu ebigendo balemesa byejo.
What is going to hinder some of you?
Ekyejo kijja kulemesa.
Being childish will hinder you.
Ekyejo okireeta ne mu Katonda.
You bring your childishness even in God.
Ebyejo bijja balemesa.
Childishness will hinder you even in God.
Ebyejo bijja kukola ki? Bijja balemesa. Amuyina ebyejo.
Some of you were childish.
Saagirabako waffe.
And this is the situation at home.
Ebyejo bijja balemesa.
If you're childish, you'll fail.
Olaba ne Katonda tayagala muntu wa kyejo.
See, even God doesn't want a childish
Akubuuza
person.
okabakaba biki?
He will ask you, why are you crying?
Katonda takwasa kisa.
Because God doesn't handle a person in a
Kawulirize
vicious way.
bulungi.
Listen to this.
Katonda takwasa kisa.
Does not handle a person in a very kind way.
Takwasa kisa.
He doesn't handle things that way.
Bw'oba ogamba nti okusaasira kwa Katonda kugenda kumpeeweeta,
God is
kugenda
kindness is going
kumpa
to
embejja,
it's going to cover me.
kugenda kumpa embejja kumpeeweeta.
It is going to soothe me.
Takwasa kisa.
God doesn't act like that.
Abantu abansemberera olumbe basinga okukaaba
The people who draw near me in most cases cry
kubanga
most.
Katonda tabakwasa kisa.
Because God doesn't handle them in a
Aweetaaga
kind way.
okubagola abogola.
Where he needs scolding his
Era
voice.
era wano
Getting
lwaki
on
okyama bwoti?
Why did you
Lwaki
go
okola bwoti?
Why do you do like this?
Ekisa kya Katonda
God is
kya
kindness
muzadde omutuufu.
is of a right parent.
Kyayagala okola gyagamba kikole.
What he wants you to do tomorrow, he asks you to do
Ate
it.
nakati lwakuba yebikkako ku lw'obuntu.
Only that he covers up himself as for the sake of a
Kifaananyi
kind of being,
ky'obuntu.
in an image of a human being.
Ensi eno togenda kumalako ng'olina ekyejo.
You'll not finish up in this world.
Togenda
with
kibeeremu
knowledge.
w'amaanyi ng'olina ekyejo.
You'll not be powerful in this world.
Togenda
If you're
kibeeremu
childish.
w'amaanyi ng'okankana.
You'll not be powerful
Togenda
in this
kibeeremu
world. If you
w'amaanyi
tremble.
ng'omumwa go balogo.
You'll not be powerful in this world if you think of the witches. All the time the witches.
Togenda kufuuka w'amaanyi
You're not
nga
going to
buli
be
kaseera
powerful.
oyimba balogo.
That you're singing about the witches all the time.
Teyeetaaga kyejo.
You don't need to be childish.
N'oposinga kano ne bakuvuma oli musiru
You post something, they are busy to be a
n'alyoka
cool
ngamba
man.
nti ndi musero.
How could he
Onyiiga
call
biki?
me? Why should you feel
Obadde
angry?
oyagala kugamba ati
What did you want them to tell you?
abamu abaweereza oteekawo ku TikTok oba
Some of the
wakateekayo
ministers, you post something on
mbwaggwe.
TikTok. They call you a dog.
Tekitegeera kiralu kino.
This one is
Ne
insane.
bakusanga ng'otumbedde onyiiza.
And they find you very annoyed. Just because they abused you. Just because they gave you a bad comment. So will you be glad that they've abused? Are you going anywhere? When a person calls you to be a goon, does it mean that you're really a goon? You're not supposed to move in this world when you're like a child. If I'm to be afraid of the people going to attack whenever you're afraid of those you live and be afraid of what you're saying. Because I'm afraid of the people going to attack me. If you want to be powerful, let go of being childish. Stop saying what will they say? Let go of such things. And I pity you. Even though you practice childishness, the world will train you. As if when you practice childishness, the world will be easy for you. God doesn't never nurture your child as in a childish way. You've nurtured your children on a foundation that nobody can speak to them. Why? Why should nobody talk to them? And it's the foundation you've made for your child. I pity you. Where are you training your child to be? To be behind? This world doesn't need a childish person. Even God hates being childish. Father, they've attacked me. They've come. The police came. As if it won't come back tomorrow once you talk about it. After saying, they say, I've given you a word. They come back after 2 weeks. He's removing cowardness out of you. So be engaged in your journey. Because God is not going to let it tamper with you. And then you will understand that you God is with you. He's not going to treat us in a childish way. That brethren, I'm always moving a smooth life. And you know I live a smooth life. You're living a smooth life. So what will you tell us here? What will you tell us? What kind of minister are you and what will you tell us? No, you're supposed to be there. What the Bible says in the book of Matthew chapter 7 verses 7, that pray you will be given. Pray and you'll be given. Pray. That is being childish. If you're to really analyze, do you really see that you just pray and be given? We are here, kneel down and pray. They're giving homes to the other people, and they're giving you books with rosaries. Pray. It's not all about praying. What they're trying to say, when you do not bring money to church, let him kneel down, you all kneel down, then pray. Go back home without giving in your offerings. If you want to differentiate this, the person who prayed and the one who calculated. Let us wait for the one who calculated and the person who prayed will have nothing. The person who prayed, wait for the harvest. The person who cultivated will be harvesting, and the one who prayed will be having nothing. Because prayer is not power. But why? Don't believe the one the person or whatever you do. Come out of that.
I receive it.
What are you receiving?
Pray
and you'll be given.
Everybody here
pray. Lift up your hands if you've ever prayed. You can even tell us I prayed. Just show up your hand and see. Put it down. How many people achieved anything out of prayer? And how many people lift up your hands if you do something. Don't you have certain things out of work? They are there. You bought that shoe after work. You bought that dress. Not praying. Stop being fooled. That pray you'll be given. Seek you'll find. When they are taking our property, they come and take away everything. Africa was given a book to pray because they are prayer warriors. But it is the poorest country. They pray so much, they sing so much, but they are very poor.
Yesu Kristo otuyambe. Yesu Kristo ompe emmere y'olwaleero.
Give us the daily food. You're the one supposed to work for the daily food. You were supposed to work for the daily food. Nobody works for you. You were supposed to work for the tomorrow and the daily food. Should I repeat that? You're supposed to work for tomorrow and the daily food. Never be worried of tomorrow. Let tomorrow be worried of you. Why won't you be worried of tomorrow? There is no way you can stop a person from being worried. Could that be a human being? It means you've turned him into nothing. Don't be worried of tomorrow, yet they don't have it. They ask you not to think about it. Can you refuse a person from thinking about something to eat tomorrow, yet they don't have it? You're the one supposed to think about it. Have you heard that? That tomorrow will be worried of its own. Are you sure? Are you sure about that, Pastor? Why is it that you've asked for the money for tomorrow? He asked you not to worry of tomorrow, but then he gets worried by asking from you. Doesn't it show that he's worried of tomorrow? You're the one supposed to think about your tomorrow. You're the one supposed to think about your future. You're the one supposed to plan for your future. You're the one supposed to think about it. And do not end at think for the sake of your tomorrow. That they will make sure that for the best of your tomorrow. Save for your tomorrow. Save for your tomorrow. Work for your tomorrow. Your next year. Save for your next year and work hard for it. Come out of those false hooliganism. They told us and we rested.
bantu babeereeyo
The people are always
buli ku
there.
makya agamba
They always say every
nkeera ku
morning,
church
I wake up
ngenda
early
kwera
to the church.
church
I'm going to sweep the
nze asha wa
church.
church
I am the one.
agenda nakolobwa asha nayonja obutebe nakola buli kimu
They go to the
takola
house of the ushers. They do not work.
ebiweebwa bwe bituuka ne babikuŋŋanya ebimu ebyekumi ensigo na biki byonna
When the offerings, the tithe, and the
pasita
seeds,
n'ateeka mu kabulifu keesi
the pastor puts everything in the
omulaba
briefcase.
akakwata n'ekiwalaata ekinene
They see him carrying the
asigambye
briefcase
n'ayingira
in the
nako
building.
mukazi ani ali nange
Goes to the room with his briefcase.
tekadda
It doesn't come back.
nze ndiwo okuyamba bantu
I am
sigenda
here to help.
kusirika
I am not going to be quiet.
bayiza wenze saano na sente gy'oli
I didn't
wabula
get money
najja
from you,
kugasa gy'oli
but I came to be of relevance to you.
kale ebinyiriri ezo ezinafuya abantu
So those verses that weaken the people,
zeetaaga kankireke
let me leave that.
musajja yagamba eyo yakwokya weebale
Because the man said
Yagamba
that
eyo
is meant to
yakwokya
be,
kati
that one is meant to be burnt.
sinza akyogera waliwo yagamba neyo yakwokya
There is one who
Neri.
said that one has to be burnt.
mwebale wamma abanfuwa ku ssente
Thank you so much, those ones who blessed me with some money.
ani ali nange
Who is with me?
katonda kivuddewa tatukuza kyegyo
God doesn't
Tatukola
handle us in a-
kyegyo.
He doesn't treat us in a childish
woyina
way.
osima muwogo genda omusime
You're supposed to
woyina okulima genda olimewo
supposed to dig, go and dig.
tatukuza kyegyo
God doesn't treat us in a childish way.
ompulidde wamma
Have you heard me?
ani akawuliriza obulungi
Who has heard that very well?
katonda tatukuza kyegyo
God doesn't treat us in
kiddamu
a
katonda
childish way.
tatukuza kyegyo
God does not treat us in a
oba
childish
oyina
way.
emmere olya emmere ewaka ewange ekasanga timulya
you
naye
eat at home.
mugende mukole
But go and work.
emmere eyo mukisa gwa ntandikwa
Because that food is
ogenda
for you
ofuna
tomorrow.
amaanyi agakola
That you
si
get
kulaba
courage
kampaka
to-
lw'olifa
Not to sleep till the time you die.
ebeera ntandikwa
It's always
ekuwa
the beginning.
amaanyi
It gives you the
ogenda
strength.
okole by'olina okukola
Do what you're supposed to do.
va mu kyegyo
Come out of
katonda
childishness.
tatwagaza kyegyo
God doesn't want us to feel lazy.
tatwagaza kyegyo
He doesn't want us to be like children.
oleka emikono gyo mubanga ali toŋŋamba saba kati saba kyoyagala katonda agenda kikuwa
Lift up your hands in
anti
the air.
bayibuli
Pray.
egamba buli kyemunaasaba nga kinaabaweebwa
For the Bible
era
says to
bagamba
be
buli
given wherever you
kyosaba
pray.
kkiriza nti kiwedde
And when the Bible says, whatever you pray for, believe it's
tegeeza
done.
kasoosaba kkiriza nti kikoze ki kiwedde
It means the moment you pray,
okkiriza nti
believe it's
kiwedde kiba
done.
kitegeeza weebake
Once you believe it's done, it means sleep.
kiwedde kitya nga tonnakiraba
How is it done yet you haven't seen it?
kiwedde kitya nga tonnakiraba
How is it done yet you haven't seen it?
saba
Pray.
bw'omala okusaba
And after praying,
kkiriza nti kiwedde
believe that it is done.
gamba buli kyosaba kkiriza nti kiwedde
It says, whatever you pray for, believe that it's done.
kkiriza okugaggawala ng'okolerera okuki
Believe to become rich. And
kkiriza ogenda
do
mu maaso ng'okolera okulagawa
Believe to go forward when you put in effort to go forward.
kkiriza okubeera w'amaanyi ng'okolerera ki okubeera w'amaanyi
Believe to become powerful when you're working to be powerful.
mu bulamu buno
In this life,
teriyo muntu n'omu
there is no single person
yali akedde ku makya n'asanga ennyumba enzimbe nga ye
who has ever found a
mu
beautiful
bulamu
house.
buno
In this
teri
life,
muntu yali akedde ku makya n'asanga emmotoka ng'eri wali ngule nga ye
nobody has ever
mu
woken
bulamu
up and found
buno
a
teri
beautiful
muntu
thing.
yali asanze kintu nga kiwedde
Nobody
nga
has ever
kikye.
found something ready for them.
tuli bana baluganda
Are we together,
Tuli
brethren? Are we together?
oba otegera bulungi nze ne wano wendi bwana okuweereza kuno
Even this ministry.
kitange
okay.
agubalanga mulimu eri obulamu bwange
My father
yensonga
considers like a
lwaki
job in my
ojja
life.
n'onfuuwa ssente
It's the reason you bless me with some money.
ogabirirwa n'olira ssente
You're
kubanga
provided and you're given
alina
money.
byagamba bye yatta olugendo lwange lwe yatta n'agamba kola kino
Because there
beera
are things
bize
that come from
ompeereze
Say, you
era
serve me.
kinnuma nnyo
And I get so
okuzibya
hard
olunaku
for a day to adorn
nga
to
sirina gwe
evening
nnyambi
if I've not helped anyone.
kuba kino kitwala endowooza kitwala omutima
Because
kitwala
this takes the
okwewaayo
heart, it takes the brains, it takes dedication.
tulifena baluganda
Do you understand what I'm trying to teach you? There is nobody in the world. Let me show you. Suppose I was sleeping at home. Would I get this money that I've been given? Suppose I'd not come. Would they give me this money? Why should a person come and give me the money? Because they're able to see the work done through them. God doesn't want a childish person. He doesn't want a childish person. And he doesn't use the people who say, I cannot. Father, I cannot. Why? He wants you to say, I know you'll enable me. And believe it, you know what? That I will be able to do it. Even if when they say that Elijah, the raven is a bird, brought food for him and say, believe. Just like the raven brought food for Elijah when he was seated on a tree. And he ate. That is all weakness given to Africa. And they wait for the raven. There's no raven that prepares food. And God can perform such a miracle. Because its meaning is fooling the people. The miracle of the raven, God cannot perform that miracle when the human beings. Because it's more or less like fooling people that the birds will always give you.
Nti olaba Katonda abeezaawo ennyonyi ezitalima ezitakola ki ate olwo mmwe abantu be kakati ebyo byonna kusiruwaza ki bwongo bwaffe.
They are fooling our brains.
Era tekiteri obunafu businga makyaki.
And if you're to look for the weak people, go to churches. There's a lot of weakness in churches of the so-called born again. All the time,
Holy Spirit, touch, Holy Spirit. Receive Holy Spirit.
All the time,
Holy Spirit agenda muntamu.
Does the Holy Spirit go to the saucepans? Will you eat the falling that you get on the ground?
If you situkawo n'amaanyi ago genda okole ky'olina okukola.
Get up with that power, go and do what you're supposed to do.
Oli nange waluganda.
Are you with me, brethren?
Obunafu bwe tukyalina nga Africa.
The weakness we still have as Africans.
Katonda gwe baleetera mu bitabo.
It's the God introduced in the books.
Tagolokosa abantu yeebasa beebase.
He doesn't awaken the people, he just makes them to sleep.
Teriyo mugagga nnyo ng'agoberera Bayibuli nga mugagga nnyo nga si mubbi.
There is no tycoon who follows the Bible.
Oba nga si pastor.
When he's not a thief or not a pastor. That's it.
Ng'agigoberera nnyo nga mugagga mu nsi.
That they follow the Bible and they are rich in the world.
Nga zo zinafuya bunafuya zeebasa buki bwebasa.
Because there are verses in the Bible that just weaken a person.
Owaayi iyo ntuuseyo ddi ate? Teli. Teli.
There is no tycoon.
Gwe tubalireyo ab'amannya b'omanyi wano mu Uganda nga balokola abagagga
that they are rich tycoons
nga balina amannya
with names
ag'amaanyi mu Uganda.
They are famous
nga si bapasita
when they are not pastors.
Tandika obale.
Begin to count.
Tandika obale.
Begin to count.
Bala. Ani gomanyi. Mwabeerayo ani gomanyi. Ne bali abajjanga babakananulanga.
They used to drain them.
Ne bavuwala.
And they became poor.
Nga bakozesa ennyiriri ezo.
Using those verses.
Oba munfuna kingezaako bagamba.
Do you get what I'm trying to tell you?
alina bingi.
There's nobody with a lot of things.
Nga musomi wa nnyiriri n'aba na bingi.
That he's a vast reader and they'll get a lot.
Pastor.
Yet they're not pastors.
Oba mukafuna baluganda nga mbasomesa.
Do you get what I'm trying to tell
Ani
you?
gwomanyi gwe?
Who do you know?
The
person we can say is really standing. You first stand aside. The wisdom comes. You begin to first to pray without working. I do not see it. Then you say, where are the bring and let me go and
Katonda wanayogera naffe tayogera naffe ng'atugamba temukola agamugenda mukole era agamba bye munaakolanga binaaweebwanga omukisa.
Will always be blessed. Not to sleep. That God be given a jerrycan of water and you find wealth in your house. That take this apple and shall do that take maybe this, there's nothing. So the world has to get to know. They get to know such things. Do not sleep on that. Speak out to the people that they will be helped. That they will be helped and their eyes will be opened. We would go to the prayer mountains that you've even borrowed money for transport. You use your finger to take the bar, like it is written. Whoever will pray, like you hoped so and so. Be fed up get fed up of the life of big fool. That God spoke to Joshua. I'm giving you every place that you will stay. If you believe in it, go and step into the supermarket and you see whether it shall become yours. Don't disturb yourself. That every step you'll always take the place. Declare what you want. It is not all about proclamation. God bless us to work. I'm telling you for your children. I declare upon you, then you go back home and sleep. Nothing will come out. Thank you. Beat me. Myself. That it's me who lays hands on you every Sunday. I lay hands on you every Sunday. I declare a word upon you. I declare a word upon you. I declare a word upon you. You will stay there without any transformation. Without any transformation. Myself, and you will you hate me. I declare a word. I can speak upon the disease. I speak upon the sickness. I talk about the broken back heals. I talk about the sickness. I talk about the headache heals. I talk about the why do you kill? You kill and do what you're supposed to do. I'm not here to be a proclaimer, just like a person who speaks to the mountain. Never yoke me to the build. Never yoke me into the wilderness. Never yoke me into that wilderness. You have to begin to think. Go try and see the blessing that God has given you.
Ekyo nkibagamba mazima ganyine bwe tubeera wano nangiridde
I declare
ojja beera omu mu baavu abasembayo.
you will be one of the poorest people
bw'onaaba togolokose
if you don't wake up
kutegeera bino.
to understand this.
New revival tubeere bakozi,
New revival, let's be hardworking people.
tube b'amaanyi mu kukola.
Let's be powerful in working.
N'omunafu kola ky'osobola mu bunafu.
Even the weak, do what you can.
Tube b'amaanyi mu kukola.
Let's be strong in working.
Nye bannaye n'omuntu kambagamba kino siduula.
Let me tell you this. I'm not against anyone.
Mukwata obubi.
Don't get me wrong.
N'omuntu gw'oyamba.
The person you help
N'omuyamba.
and you help them,
N'okwata akasente n'omuwa.
you give them money
Nga takyukako.
without them
Nga talina
changing,
kyayiiya.
without them thinking of anything.
Omuntu oyo naye
Such a person,
aba avaawa. Najja n'otoola, najja n'otoola, najja n'otoola, najja n'otoola. Tali kulagawo yadde akantu.
they will never show you anything.
Kati atoola nze aba omubi.
So the person who gives turns out to be bad.
Tulefe ne baluganda.
Are we
Otegera
together,
tegeza ko
brethren?
bagamba.
Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
N'otoola
Forget.
tatereka,
They don't
takuŋŋaanya,
say,
talina kyalina,
they don't
talina
have anything,
kyalagawo.
they don't show anything.
Kiba kiki ekyate?
What is that then?
Soogera bubi.
I'm not speaking in a bad way.
Kiba kiki ekyo?
What could that be?
Bw'ofunangayo omuntu akuyambayo n'akubeererawo.
Once you see a person who helps you,
Baako
one way,
ky'ogamba nti kati kankole kino oba kanseevinge.
think of something.
Koleyo ekintu bwe kiti.
Let me save to do something like this.
Olina kukwatira akatugeze nakwatira emitwalo 3 n'agikuwa bba.
A
Gyonna
person
n'ogibalangula,
gives you 1,000
n'ogula buki,
You
n'ogula
buy
buno,
that, you buy
n'ogula
this,
obugatto,
you buy
n'ogula
the
obuteeteeyi,
shoes, you buy the
n'ogula
dresses,
bunnika,
you buy the knickers.
nga tolina n'ekimu ky'ogamba nti kanjiyeyo kano,
That you
kankoleyo
you
kano,
can't think of any
kampulaningeyo
business.
kano.
You don't even have a plan of any business to put up.
Ekyo ekintu nakyo si kiki, si kituufu.
That is also not right.
Olabira omuntu omugezi.
The time
Mu
you see a
kitone
wise
ekyo
person, in the
ky'alisiivinga
they receive,
atasobola okukikozesa.
they can
Nagamba
use
nakozeeyo
it.
kano,
And I tell you,
natandiseewo
I
kano.
started up this.
Temekwasigamu buli kaseera nti
Let's not
njagenda bampe, njagenda.
I'll go and be given. No.
Ani ali nange?
Who is with me?
Bino ebintu biyiga
Learn
era
this
tubitegeere
Let's
era
understand
bikwate.
and master this
Todiriza
concept.
kigere mabega
Don't
bw'oba
refrain your
ng'okola.
feet if you're working.
Abamu temwagala ntandikwa we muyina kutandikira.
Some people don't want the beginning.
Mwagala
They're supposed
temuyina
to begin.
kumalira.
You want to begin from the finishing
Naye
point.
entandikwa ebaawo.
But there is always the starting
Kyolina
point.
okutandika kibaawo.
There is always something
Naye
you're supposed
gw'ogamba
to
nze
begin with.
sikyagala.
But you say you don't
Oyagala
want
ki?
it.
Njagala miliyoni 10.
What do you want?
Ani
Want
agenda
10 million.
zikuwa?
Who is going to give you the 10
Bagambako
million?
nti Katonda agenda zikuwa.
Have they told you that God is going to give you the 10 million?
Mbabulira amazima ne munyiiga.
I tell you the truth and you feel angry with me.
Katonda
God
tagenda kukwata miliyoni 10 azikutere mu bbaasa azikuleetere.
is not going to bring you 10 million shillings in an
Ne
envelope for
miliyoni
you.
10 osobola ozikwata,
But you can get the 10 million
osobola
shillings.
ozifuna
You can get the 10
mu
million
kuyita mu
shillings.
kitono ky'oyina oba
The
ky'oba
small thing
otandise
that you
nakyo.
have, or the small thing that you start up with.
Nze sikola ebyo.
I don't do such
Ng'ani akola
things.
emirimu bwe giryo?
Who can go in for such jobs?
Kale mubiyige nabyo,
So learn that also.
muve mu nnyiriri
Come out of the
ez'amusabe
verses
muliweebwa.
of pray and you'll be
Teriyo
given.
kuweebwa.
There is no being given.
Amaanyi ga Katonda
Because
galabikira mu ekyo ky'otaddewo.
God is
Tegagenda
not manifesting
kulabikira
what is taking place.
mu bbanga.
It shall not manifest in mid-air.
Galabikira mu ekyo ky'otaddewo, si mu bbanga.
It manifests in what you've put in place, not in mid-air. We've come to learn things slowly by slowly. God He told you you'll be like that while doing what? God told me, even though God tells you you go abroad, you fail to look for a passport. You fail to go on different, you're always on social media. You do nothing that shall make you go abroad. Then you wait for the plane to come at you and it will take you.
Katonda atugamba tulirinnya ng'ayitamu ebyo bye tukola bw'oba muyimbi ng'alikosa okuyimbako akutwale bw'oba kusuubula ng'aliyitamu ekyo akutwale. Tuli b'amaanyi nnyo naye ate tuli bannafu nnyo. Kale buli muntu ali wano funa kyewegamba mu mutima gwo.
Find something you tell to you, speak to your heart that you will do.
Nvuddewo okudda ku kino.
Where have I started?
Nvudde ku kigambo ekigamba
have started by saying
Katonda
that God
tatukuza kyejo,
doesn't treat us
tayagala kyejo, tatukwasa kyejo.
He doesn't handle us in a childish way.
Katonda tagenda kukwasa kyejo,
but God is not going to handle you.
Ate era n'ensi tegenda kukwasa kyejo.
And still the world will.
Ebyo by'okaaba bya bwereere.
You're just crying for nothing.
Tagenda kukwasa kyejo, n'ensi tagenda kukwasa kyejo.
Even the world will not handle you in a childish way. From the time I started to minister, there is no time my father has ever handled me in a childish way. I've told you that. There is even sometimes when he leaves you and you wonder whether you're here. Are you with me? There is no time he will handle you in a childish way. But you know, says don't be afraid of scoffing. He only says don't be afraid of the scoffers. He will not tell you that I've removed what's out of your way. Why do you think God can allow you to starve from morning till evening? He allows you to starve. He will not handle you in a childish way that you wake up. That you will wake up. For that matter, God will not handle us in a childish way. And if you're to see any circumstance, God wants you to believe that He is with you. He wants you to believe that He is with you. Not to cry. This business of crying all the time. God, who are you crying for? Stand and believe that God is with you. And put that He is with you. Feel His presence. Feel His word. His power. His grace. That He is with you. Always feel His presence. Feel His presence.
Buli kaseera yadde embeera eryetya
whatever might be going on,
wuliranga okubeerawo kwe, wuliranga nti waali naawe olyoka otambule.
Then move on.
Tuliwo okutambula kugenda mu maaso. Kati byonna by'osanga mu lugendo kkiriza nti ali wamu naawe.
Believe that God is with you.
Abantu b'osanga nga balinga mpologoma mu lugendo lwo.
The people you feel like
nti ali wamu naawe.
Believe that God is with you.
Olina abakuwoninga okufa. Kkiriza nti ali wamu naawe.
Believe that God is with you.
Katonda akuyamba eri abalogo.
God helps you out of
abagala
the
ofe
those who want you to die,
ebyo byotasobola
the things you can't handle.
waliwo ekintu kyosobola
But the things you can handle,
kyosobola okukola
there's something you can do.
nakuwa omukisa
He gives you the opportunity.
katonda abantu bamukwata bubi
People misunderstood God.
bamukwata ki bubi
There's a misconception about God.
naye njagala nkutereeza olwaleero
But I want to rectify you
tegeera
today.
katonda era omuyige
Understand and learn
olunaku
God.
lw'otakoze tekitegeeza tali naawe
The day you've not made money doesn't mean
abeera
he's not
naawe
with you.
lw'otakoze
He's always with
n'abeera
you
naawe ne
when you work.
lw'okoze
And he's also with you the
lw'otunda
day you
ennyo
work.
abeera naawe
When you sell
ne
something, he's
lw'otunda
with you.
akatono era abeera naawe
Even when you don't sell, he's always with you.
naye gwe katonda omumanyi
But do you know God?
omumanyi bulungi
Do you know God very well?
musomaya katonda omumanyi bulungi
Do you know God
omusabe
very
nti akuwe
You pray to him that he will give you.
tebamulagira
You can't command to him.
tebamumanyiira
You cannot familiar him.
tebamusaba tebamusaba nti omusabe ekintu
You cannot ask for something from him.
nti katonda tebamumanyiira
And you cannot familiar God.
tebamulagira
You can't command to him.
kyekitiibwa kye
That is his glory.
oza n'okuba nga n'omusabya bimunyiiza bunyiiza
Could be
omusaba nga bimunyiiza bunyiiza nga gw'oli awo
that whenever you pray to him, instead feels annoyed.
baagala muwagale
You just love God.
bawaana muwaane
You just praise him.
batendereza mutenderezi
You just have to
balaba
praise him.
kitiibwa
You
kye
just see his glory.
bantu mmwe
People
ko mwani anyumira omusabiriza
who feels good when a person
baleka
prays
emikono nga
to
gwonyumira okusabiriza
that you feel so good when they ask for
buli
you so
kaseera
much. All the time.
baminyamba
Help
mpaayo
me, please.
omutwalo
Help me 10,000 shillings.
buli kaseera n'onyiiga
You reach a time and you feel annoyed.
ng'oluusi n'akusaba sente takwagala
The person asking you for the money, they don't even love you.
muyige okutendereza katonda
Learn to praise God.
muyige okutendereza katonda muyige okwagala katonda
Learn to
mwagale ng'aliwo kubanga era abeerawo
Love God like he's there because he's
mwagale
always there.
ng'okkiriza nti waali
Love
mutendereze
believing that
ng'okkiriza nti waali
Praise him believing that
ne
he's
bw'oba
there.
tambula ng'okyetaddemu nga
Even when
bannakusomesezza nti ali naawe
That God is with you.
tulifana baluganda
Are
se
we
buli
together,
kaseera
brother? Not all the
bannange va mu kyegyo
Come out of being childish.
va mu kyegyo
Stop being childish.
katonda tagenda kukozesa
Because God will not
kyotayagala
use you in something you don't want.
teyeegayirira
He doesn't plead
teyeesibaako
and he doesn't cling on to anyone.
teyeezinga ku muntu
He doesn't
Talemera ku
anyone.
muntu.
He doesn't insist on anyone.
naye agamba ekituufu
But
ky'oli
he tells you the right thing you're supposed to be.
talemerako
He doesn't insist.
nti ate nze saagala nti
I don't
ate
want
nze
and insist
sisobola
on you.
nti akulemereko
I cannot and he insists on
teyeesi
you
ekitiibwa kye si
because
kyakwesibako
his glory is not there to cling on anyone.
katonda embala ye
God is character.
njogere
Can I say it?
embala ya katonda mumanyi mugonvu
You think God
muwombefu
He's
ali
humble.
bwati embala ye nze mbabuulidde
but God is
ate
character.
sikundowooza yange katonda yeemanyi
God knows himself.
katonda yeewulirawo
He feels himself.
katonda yeerabawo
God sees himself.
katonda yeematira
And he has
kubanga
God for himself.
ye katonda
Because he is God.
kawulirize bulungi
Listen to this very well.
yeemanyi
He knows himself.
yeerabawo
Sees himself.
yeewulirawo
He feels himself.
kubanga ekyo kyali
Because that is who he is.
kabejja
He is a giant.
kanyama mwogere ntya munene
He's big.
teetaaga kutunuulira
He doesn't need to look at
ani
you.
ayogera oyo
That who is the one speaking.
bwe kutegeera butegeezi nti oli naye
You just need to know that you
Kyali
are
nange.
with, that he is
ali
with me.
nange
He is
ali
with me.
nange
He's with
ali
me.
nange
He's with me.
ali nange
He is with
kyokka
me. Only that.
teweetaaga nti nkyuse
You don't need to
ekitiibwa kye tekimukiriza
because
kutunuulira.
his glory can't allow him to look at you.
Atunuulire bameka?
How many will he look at?
Mpisa n'enkyuka n'enkulaba.
You've called me, I've turned and I've looked at you.
Oyogedde n'empulira.
You've spoken and I've heard.
Katonda oyina kufiringa mu feeling.
You're supposed to just feel God.
Ekitiibwa kye tekimukiriza kulabika.
His glory can't allow him to manifest.
Omulabira mu kumukkiriza.
You see God through. You believe him. He is with me.
Wali nange sirinzekka.
I'm not alone.
Okayizaako.
Have you learned that?
Yemanyi.
He knows himself.
Yerabawo.
He sees
yewulirawo. Kubanga ye Katonda eyavaamu buli kye tulaba.
Who created each and everything that we see.
Ekyo kigambye.
I've told you that.
Naye ensi
but the world
erina bw'emutwala.
takes God in a certain way.
Naye ekyo kyali kyekyo kyali.
But God is who he is.
Ndagira onkolere kino. Ndagira ompa obugagga. Ani gw'olagira?
I command you to give me wealth. Who are you commanding?
Ani gw'olagira?
Who are you commanding?
Ndagira nsaba.
I pray.
Ani guweerekamu?
Who are you trying out?
Ndagira ntonda obugagga. Ndagira obugagga.
I command wealth.
Olagira ani?
Who are you commanding?
Omwaka guno ndagidde.
I
Katonda
commanded
ajja
this
kumpa.
year.
N'oteekawo ne comment omwaka guno.
You
Who are
even
you?
put a time limit.
Otambulira na mu mwaka ssebo.
You even create time for a year.
Otambulira na mu mwaka.
You even count in years.
Katonda ayinza okuba tatambulira mu myaka gyammwe gye mubala.
Could be God doesn't follow the years that you count.
Omwaka guno bw'otampe.
If you don't give me
ngenda
this
kugwa.
year,
Omwaka guno bw'otampe.
if you don't give me this
Nga
year,
bw'okyogedde era bwe sijja kukuwa yadde n'olwatano n'olubwatu
like you
bwajja
said it,
okugamba.
I will not give it to you.
Yadde olwatano
I will not give you a coin.
oye Katonda.
That is God.
Ani gw'owola gw'olagira?
Who are you commanding?
Ani gw'olagira?
Who are you commanding?
Kugamba kweri gwe Katonda. Katonda ani?
Who?
Katonda mulala nnyo ku ntegeera yaffe.
God is completely different from our understanding.
Omwaka guno bw'otakole
This year,
kino
if you don't
omwaka
do
guno
this year.
kati abamu n'abaweereza baweerereza ku puresha y'abantu.
Even the ministers begin to
Ekifo
minister
ky'okwereereza ku puresha oba kukakkanira muri Katonda n'ayogera by'ayagala okwogera baweerereza ku ki? Ku puresha y'abantu.
instead of coming down to allow God to speak whatever he wants,
So
they follow people's
olina
pressure.
kukakkana
You're supposed to come down,
n'ayogera
allow him to speak,
n'asomesa
allow him to teach
nga bw'ayagala.
like the way he wants.
Puresha y'abantu n'oweereza ku puresha y'abantu.
You minister under people's pressure.
Puresha
Under
bw'omuweereza
as a minister,
tuyinza n'okukya nga onakagenda kwogeza ebigambo bina.
could be the day is going to make you speak for
Saavisi
once.
nejja n'abagamba basumuludde mwenna.
The service comes and says, I've
Mbadde
delivered
omukisa
all of
mwenna
you.
abalwadde
Have
muwonyezebwa.
blessed all of you, the sick are healed.
Mudde waka.
Go back home. Then you
Bino
wonder,
byonna byonna olumu feelings zaffe.
all these sometimes is our feeling. This
Katonda nga yekalakasa bw'atyo.
can really go riot in such a way.
Tuweerereza olumu ku puresha y'abantu.
Sometimes we minister under people's pressure
Kubanga abantu bamanyira abuukabuuka.
because the people are used to jump.
Bw'ojja n'omugamba osumuluddwa.
Once you come and tell them you delivered,
Katonda akuwadde omukisa.
God has blessed you.
Onaalaba omukisa.
You'll find a blessing.
Onaabeera mugagga.
You will be rich.
Togenda kufa.
You're not going to die.
Tebakkiriza nti Katonda.
They don't believe that God
Baagala
has
liiso
spoken.
limyuke.
They want the
Baagala
idol
omuntu
first
atuyane.
they want the person to first sweat.
Puresha. Bw'oliyiga okukkakkana ng'oweereza n'ogamba kitange nkozesa
If you learn to
ojjalaba
come
nga
down in
okulukuta
ministry,
bukulukusi.
You begin to see that you
Nga
simply flow,
tokakka.
that you don't force things.
Nga toyagala kuva katuuti.
You feel like you don't want to leave the pulpit.
Ng'omaliriza n'amazzi togakutteeko.
You finish up without even taking
Ate
the
eddoboozi lyo
water.
n'oddayo nalyo nga oyogera bulungi.
And you go back with a clear voice.
olumu katonda atukozesa okusinzira kuwuliriza, olumu katonda atukozesa okusinzira ku feelings zaffe ffe abantu, oba ku ngeri yaffe, oba ku ngeri gye tumutwalamu.
Sometimes God uses us depending on our feelings or the way we take God to be.
Obw'otyo bw'antwala,
if He takes me in that way, okay. So you begin to jump. Because that's the way you take it. Let me use the way He takes me. Depending on what the people think. So He uses it. We sweat. Your jaw. Because that is the way people perceive things. So He uses you in such a way. Time will come. The 10 words, 20 words are the ones that you come for.
You reach to a person, you need to first trade. Yet you can tell them, get up, move. So it is up to that person. They fail to receive. They want to first see sweats. There's a time when he wants to confirm that God is the one speaking. When you sweat, when you're speaking so loud, when you're shouting so much. So that is what a person waits for. Then they will say yes. I believe God is the one speaking. Let me go back home. Let me give in the offering in a serious way. But God speaks. Sometimes I could be conversing when God is speaking. When I sometimes converse, a person says, yet you've only conversed. That God has spoken. We even take long to feel the word. Giving yourself. And you wait. The minister sweats. The minister. Yet you've even not brought a bottle of water. The moment we understand God is glory, that He's the one who speaks with us, we'll be saved from so many things. And we shall come down, the world will dwell in peace. I see a person wake up in their peace, doing what they're supposed to do, feeling very okay. Do you know we no longer have humble hearts? Because even God is always under pressure. You know God to be under pressure. So people's hearts are always under pressure. I want introducing my speed in teaching. Because I get to know that teaching slowly is when a person follows what you teach, more than rushing. They get up, put up the hands, yet they've not learned. But I move with you. And I tell you, whenever you see any circumstance, put it inside of yourself that God is with you. There is no teacher who teaches at all. And they teach the children when they're shouting, when they're scolding. That is spoiling people's brains. Maybe if it is on the accord of the force of the voice. And sometimes it happens during the voice. Oh, God is speaking. But during the teaching, there is no teacher who can get up to teach Abachada when he's just shouting. If you get up to teach, first of all, relax inside of you. Then begin to teach.
osomese.
First relax, then begin to teach.
Olekere kitaawo gap.
Then create gap for your father.
Akwogereremu.
To speak through you. To teach through you. And to heal through you.
Muve ku pressure y'abantu.
Stop following people's pressure.
Twagadde nnyo kakasa abantu amaanyi.
We love affirming power to the people.
Twagadde nnyo kakasa ki abantu amaanyi.
We love affirming power to the people.
Katonda ye maanyi ye kitiibwa ye buyinza naye twagadde nnyo kakasa.
But we love so much to affirm to the people. A person can touch a person and say,
oyogera Katonda by'atayogedde kubanga oyagala okakase.
What God has not said because you want to
affirm. Ekigenda ovaayo kuswala.
And what will come out of that will be shame. God's voice comes from inside out of meekness. Then he speaks. You cannot just come from anywhere and you begin. Learn to calm down in everything. Do you get me? You love to show the power so much. You do not have the power. You are weak. You don't have the power. God is the power. You don't have the power, but God is the power. So calm down. Allow him to use you in whatever he's to use you. Let me put this up first. We even love quick things so much, but they will turn us into thieves. Why don't you wait? Work as you wait and as you work. Could be what you're waiting for is in what you're doing. Work as you wait and as you move. Could be what you're waiting for is exactly in the path that you take. We love to be seen that we have money. That will spoil your ministries. See Pastor Brian. Pastor Brian is the meekest person. I don't only flatter myself, but I'm always meek in most of the things that I do. And that is who I am. I don't rush. I don't do things in a quick way. If I have something small, that is what I have. I use it the way it is. So let us learn how to always calm down. Amidst every situation, learn to calm down. Learn to always calm down. There's nothing that takes away every situation like calming down in your word. Why the pressure? Learn to calm down. Go and minister when you calm. You're not going to minister when you've gone to count money. There's no time I come to the pulpit and I've made a budget for money. I come to play my role and go back home. It's my father who knows why he's going to give me. Whether he provides or not. There's a time when I leave the pulpit and maybe 400. But this is not enough. And it all gets used up there. I drive my car back home. And I keep quiet. There's victory in calming down. The moment you learn how to calm down. Even though I'm playing football, I do not play it against my yet I play football. But one of the things I use is that I come down and give away. I don't rush.
Era njagala omwana ananywa mu kapiira.
And I want a child who let me put them. It's very difficult for a person to complain that accident. Maybe if it is by mistake. And once it happens, I say so. And it's very rare. I'm a man who plays and I don't get any card. And I do what those ones who have gotten cards have not done. Power is not to shake things. See, God created the heavens and the earth, you can see, but they are in existence. Let us believe that God can lift you up in a mere way, and you find yourself a subject that you never expected. God can lift you. You find yourself becoming a powerful person that you never saw yourself in the beginning. So let us stop loving to affirm to the world. And brethren, this was to minister. If you're ministering, do not be careful. Serve your God. Do what you're supposed to do. Brethren, because God knows that you don't have. Sometimes let's learn to be quiet. Keep quiet. Do you know you think it's you see yourself moving along. But the day you learn that he's already before you, and you learn, and he's the one who took you from wherever you are, then you learn he's the one who has put you where you are. You learn how to give thanks. And you will learn how to calm down. But you completely forget. In my life, those who know me, it's very difficult to find me worried. Differentiate thinking and worry. Think and plan for tomorrow. I don't want you to plan or to think in worry. For worry is one of the things that cause diseases in people's hearts. But have tomorrow's program. Have a yearly program as an individual. For God will never give you what you don't want. He will never use it. He will never reveal himself to you if you don't want him to reveal himself. But the pressure becomes so much. Affirmation goes beyond. God puts us at a level. We want to take us ourselves off that level. We are on this level, but we want to do something better than learn to move in a meek way, but giving a lot of thanks in your journey. The greed becomes so much. Lift up your hands and say thank you for the word. Thank you for teaching me. I know you're the one teaching me. I know you're the one teaching me. I know you're the one who teaches me. You're the one who speaks with me whatever you say to me. First put your hands down briefly. The people who rush make lots of mistakes. The people who don't think before speaking make mistakes. Everyone that you see me tell you go through the heart and through the brain. It comes out after it has seen out itself. That is why my words do not contradict.
kubanga nzikakkanye.
Because I'm meek.
Kale yiga okukakkana.
Learn to calm
mu byonna by'okola.
in everything
yiga
you do.
okukakkana
Learn to
mu
calm
buweereza
down
bwo.
in your
yiga
ministry.
okukakkana
Learn to
wonna
calm down
w'oweerereza.
wherever you minister.
Abaweereza mwena muyiga okukakkana nga muweereza.
Learn to
yiga
calm down when you
okukakkana mu
minister.
byonna by'okola.
Learn to calm down in everything
ne
that
bw'eba
you do.
besi gitagyokuba n'ogikakkanira ojja gikubanga bw'otagikubanga.
Be the best guitar that you play. You
Buli kyonna
play it in a very
ky'okola
special way once you calm
yiga
down.
okikolanga ng'okkakkanye.
Whatever you're to do, learn to do it
ne
in a meek
bw'obanga
way.
onyumya yiga okwogera ng'okkakkanye.
Even when you're
abamu
conversing,
mukola
learn to
ensobi ne mugamba
converse.
bannammwe ebigambo ebibaluma kubanga mupakuka.
Sometimes you speak ill against others because you rush
si
out
kituufu
speaking.
muntu kuyita kipaku.
It's not right for a person to call you such a name.
naye ekisinga okunyuma kwegamba nti omukyalo oyo mukkakkamu.
But the best thing is for a person
Omusajja
to
omukakkamu.
that man is
ne bw'aba ayogera
even in his way of speaking.
ayogera bulungi.
He speaks in a good way.
kale omusomesa asinga okuba omulungi ye musomesa asomesa mu bukkakkamu.
So the best teacher is the one who teaches in a big way.
kale yiganga mu bulamu bwo bwonna
Always learn in the whole of
okubeera
your life
omuntu atapapa.
to be a person who doesn't rush.
ekyokubiri yiga okubeera omuntu atapapirwako.
The other thing, learn to be a
oli
person
bw'ajja
who
nga
doesn't
apapa
be- when a person rushes into you,
tomweragirako
don't brag around,
naye tokkiriza nga kupapirako.
but do not allow anyone to just bump into
oli
you.
kuleeta ddiiru za kalekereke.
For a person to introduce deals
oli
into
kwagala
you.
kukozesa bintu mu sipiidi.
For a person to make you do things at a terrific speed.
kakkananga
Always calm
buli
down
kimu okikolenga mu bukkakkamu.
and do everything when you are calm.
twawule okupapa
Let us differentiate rush
n'okwanguwa.
and doing things very fast.
byanjawulo okupapa n'okwanguwa
Rush and doing
byanjawulo.
fast, they are two different things.
muweereza gwe bw'onaayiga okulinnya akatuuti ng'okkakkanye
Minister, the moment you learn how to come onto the pulpit when you
ogenda
come,
kunyumirwa akatuuti obeere nga toyagala kavaako.
you'll enjoy the pulpit and you feel like you don't want to leave.
bw'onaayiga okuweereza ng'okkakkanye
The moment you learn how to
n'oluyimba
minister in a big way,
olwakulema ng'oluyimba gwagenda oduyimba ku olwo ate oluyimba ennyo.
you're the one who will sing the song that failed your best.
kale obukkakkamu
So,
mbala nungi nnyo.
meekness-
obukkakkamu bw'omunda mu mutima.
The meekness of the heart is a very good
era
character.
katonda atuwa obuwombeefu bw'omunda.
And God gives us the humbleness in our souls.
abantu abawombeefu munda
The humble people in
tebamala
the
googera.
do not
ne bw'aba ayogedde
even when they speak,
ebigambo bye bibeeramu ensa.
their words are always clean.
ensobi zonna zo z'okoze
All the
ozikoze
mistakes you
kubanga opakuka.
The mistakes you make come out of
tomala
rush.
gawaayo ssente.
Do not invest in your
sooka
money.
okakkane
First calm down.
olowooze.
Think.
tomala gayingira ddiiru.
Do not join in
sooka
the meeting.
olowooze.
First thing,
naye olyoka oyingira eddiiru eyo
Then
ng'omaze
go into the deal.
okukkakkana
after you calm
n'okugisoma.
down and after you
Obwo bwe
understood
bulamu.
it, that is life.
mpuliriza.
Yes.
kale ne mu kuseevinga tukkakkana.
So even in saving, we have to calm down.
buli kintu kyonna olina kumala kikkakkanira.
You have to first calm down in each and every.
n'olyoka okikola.
Then you achieve it.
teri apapa n'aseevinga.
There is nobody who rushes and they save.
abaseevinga bagumiikiriza.
Those who save always wait.
obugumiikiriza buva mu bukkakkamu.
Patience comes from meekness.
byonna by'ogenda okukola beere by'amaanyi
Whatever
birina
you do to be
kuyita mu
powerful
bukkakkamu kankutwaleko awo.
Has to come from meekness.
kale kyonna ky'olikola n'obukkakkamu
Everything that you do in meekness
kiriba kya ddala.
will be real.
kebe kampani bagikakkanira.
Be it the company, you have to come down before it.
buli kyonna ekintu
Anything
eky'omuwendo olina kikkakkanira n'olyoka okikola.
You're supposed to come down every precious thing for it to be
tewali
achieved.
kintu ky'ogenda kukola
There's nothing you're going to do
nga tosose kukkakkana n'okifunamu.
if you don't first come down and benefit out of it.
era nkuyigiriza
And I'm still teaching you.
tokolanga kintu kubanga omulala yakikoze.
Never do something because somebody
kola
else did.
ekintu kubanga naawe okyetaaga.
Do something
kikole
because
kubanga
somebody,
okyetaaga.
Do it
tokikolanga
because you want it. Never do
kubanga
it.
n'omulala yakikoze.
because somebody else did it.
tobuukiranga mulala waabuukidde.
Never fly from where
noonya
the other person
awo
comes from.
woobuukirewo.
Find your own way to fly.
oli ekyamubuusizza we yabuukidde tewakitegedde.
You don't know why that person
tomala nga gabuukira mulala waabuukidde.
Never fly
Noonya awawo obuukirewo.
Find your own place to fly.
Obwo bwe bulamu.
And that is life.
Bangi babuukira abalala gye babuukira ne bagwa.
So many people use other people's path to fly and they fall. So for that matter,
mulala wabookidde.
Never use somebody else's path to
Njagala oyige kino buli muntu alina olubimbi lwe.
I want you to know that everyone has got a duty to do. They're supposed to conduct
ate n'obwegendereza.
And in a careful way.
Kale weewalenga okupapa.
So always avoid rush.
Weewalenga okupapa.
Avoid rush.
Weewalenga okupapa.
And avoid rush.
Bannange mbagambye ekintu kino kikulu nnyo.
I told you this and it's very important.
Eri omuntu alina amagezi.
So a wise person.
Obadde okimanyi?
Did you know
nti Katonda talina kyakolera mu pressure?
That God never performs anything
under
pressure?
Obadde okimanyi Katonda talina kyakola ng'oyaka?
Did you know that God never does anything when it is under tension?
Obadde okimanyi Katonda talina kyasobola kukolera ng'obumbujja?
Do you know that God can't do anything for you when you're still under pressure?
Alinda okkakkanya nga n'essuubi liringa eriggwa oti ng'olinga ozebwot.
He waits for you to calm down when you've
n'alyoka akola ekintu.
That is when he does something.
He will
do certain things when you forgot all about them. Let me hope you've learned that. Katonda talina muntu gwakozesa oba gwakolera oba gwakozesa kintu nga tasoose muyisa mweri system oba process y'okukakkana. There is nobody God uses before making him go through that system. Era tewali alikulaakulana nga Katonda yamukulaakulanya nga tamuyisizza mu kantu ako ak'okusooka okukakkana. And nobody will ever be prosperous if they don't first come down. Kale kikulu nnyo. So it is very important. Kulaba papa. I see you. Kulaba oyaka. I see you on
kulaba ogoba ensi.
And I see you falling into the world. You do not because you can never find it. Kale n'olwekyo yiga okukakkana okole ebyo by'olina okukola mu bukkakkamu. Okukakasa ojja beera omukyalo w'amaanyi obeera omuwala ow'amaanyi obeera omusajja ow'amaanyi bw'okwata kino ekigambo n'okitambuliramu. And you move through it. Teriyo kye batakakkanira nga ebyamakulu ebitali byamakulu tebabikakkane n'ebyamakulu byonna babikkakkane. All the relevant things have to become down. Enjala ne bw'eba ekuluma otya tosobola kulya mmere embisi. However much you feel hungry, you cannot eat raw food. Ne bw'oba mukozi otya tosobola kusimba bijanja n'obisuubira nkya. Even if you're a very good person who works, you're good at working, you can't plan that tomorrow. Okikakkanira kibale kiveeyo okirabeko. Whatever you plant, you wait for it to grow. Then you harvest and then you wait. Kale okupapa kwenza n'okujja mu kkanisa ng'ogenda ogamba Katonda taliwo naye nga wapapa. Rush can take you out of church saying that God is not there, yet you only rush. Ate mu myaka ejijja ne weegomba bwe walekayo nga tokyasobola na batuuka. Then you admire the people you left, yet you cannot even reach their level. Bonna abakoze ebintu. All those who have done things. Ne mu bulamu obw'ensi oba mu experience y'ensi. Depending on the world experience. They've not done things out of pressure. They did them when they were meek. And the one who will achieve a powerful name, it will not be attained out of pressure. And you see those who come out of pressure. Where is party after party? Time will come that you no longer hear the aliens. Plus the many who come at a terrific speed. But it is always, it goes far and it always goes. For that believe in my last word. All that God will do in our lives will be done in meekness. Have you ever saved money when you're rushing and after it has accumulated to some little amount you use it? You have to calm down that you can save for your life. Have given you all that I am. Abapakuka bebagamba Katonda taliyo, Katonda takola, Katonda nga tannankolera, bebapakuka. Those are the people who rush. But those who calm down,
baliraba Katonda
will see God
era alibakozesa
and He will use them.
era Katonda kyatwagaza
Nze
naawe agamba bw'ati
this is what He says.
Mukakkane wansi w'ekigambo kyange.
Beneath my word.
Ekyo kitwale.
Take that.
Kakkana wansi w'ekigambo kye ali kuyimusa.
Calm down in His word, He will lift you up.
Era mulekerenga okupapyapapya abantu.
And stop causing people to rush.
Muyige kye bayita okukakkana.
Learn to calm down.
Teri kikola makulu nga kya pakupaku.
There is nothing that will be good when it
era
has come
bagamba
out of
n'omuliro
pressure.
ogugyiisa emmere
And they even say the fire that makes food be ready,
tegubeera gwa ssubi,
it is never fire from grass.
gubeera gwa bisiki
It is from
oba gwa nku.
the big logs.
Teriyo tanuulu gy'ogenda kwokesa ssubi
There is no cannot
ejje,
burn with grass and it shall be ready.
n'ettanuulu bagyokesa nku,
But you have to use the logs.
n'eryoka ekola amatafaali amalungi.
Then you get good bricks
Kale
out of it.
mukupapa
So out of rush,
temuli kalungi n'akamu,
there's nothing good out of it.
mukupakuka temuli kalungi n'akamu,
There's nothing good out of rush.
mu competition temuli kalungi n'akamu.
There's nothing good out of
Abamu
competition.
ekibatawanya competition
What is
yebatawanya.
competition? It is
Olinako
competition.
okompitinga naye,
You're competing
olinako
against somebody.
competition
You're
kati
competing against
opakuka
somebody. So you're
naye
rushing.
ogenda kubuukira awakyamu ogweyo.
But you will fall after you've taken a wrong path.
Senga bonna bayiga bino abaana
I
abawala
wish all the girls would learn these
baali
words.
badde beekuuma.
They would protect themselves.
Topapa
Don't rush.
bw'oba mulenzi togobereranga feelings.
If you're a boy, never follow
Teziŋŋambye
your
ono ye
feelings.
mutuufu.
They've
Feeling
told me this is the
tezoogera
right
bituufu.
person. Because
Feelings
feelings don't say
zirimba.
that. The feelings deceive.
Mutima gwe gwawula ekituufu
It's
si
the heart.
feelings.
It's the heart that discerns the right thing,
Kati
not the feelings.
togobereranga feelings zo.
So never follow
Togobereranga
your body feelings.
kwakako.
Never follow your lust.
Togobereranga feelings zo.
Never follow your body feelings. No.
Kana
Calm down
omutima gunoonye.
and let the heart search.
Olina balowooza nti oyagala naye nga si bw'oyagala.
There are people you think you love
Oba
yet
nga
not.
si gw'oyagala.
Maybe it's not the
Just nga
person.
weetaaga kukakkana,
But you just
osooka
to come-
okukakkana
First sit down and
n'ofuna
calm down.
omukyala
Find a
omutuufu.
wife. Find a true wife.
Naye ogoberedde kwaka.
But you're after
Ogoberedde mubiri.
lust. You follow the
Bw'ogobera
infatuation.
bugoberezi.
You just follow
Sooka
that.
okakkane.
First calm down.
Owone ensobi esobola okujjira mu butakakkana.
That you'll be saved out of the mistake that can be given birth out of not coming
Kale
down.
obukakkamu buzaala ekinywerera,
So,
buzaala
meekness
ekibeerera,
gives to
buzaala
permanent
ekinywera,
things. It gives to
buzaala
permanent-
ekiguma,
it gives something
buzaala ekintu ekiribeerera
It
mu bulamu
gives
bwonna.
back to permanent
Kale
things in
yiga
your life.
okukakkana
So, learn to calm
mu bulamu
down
bwonna.
in the whole of your life.
Omukisa nno gulimu ekyo ekigambo kino.
The blessing is in this word.
Topapa,
Don't rush.
topapa.
Do not rush.
Ekintu kyonna kyetaagisa n'osooka n'oyimirira ne weetegereza
You need to first
ng'okakkanya.
sit, analyze when you
Olaba
calm
abamu
down.
baalemwa okuntegeera
See, some people fail
nga
to
bamaze nange
understand.
emyaka eki.
Yet they've spent 5 years with me.
Baagaana okukkakkana bansome,
They failed to
baagaana
calm down to
okukkakkana
study.
banjige,
They
baagaana
failed to calm down
okukkakkana
and learn.
bantegeere,
They failed to
bapakuka
calm down.
bupakusi.
They are rushing here and there.
Okayize nako
Have you also learned that?
n'okutegeera Katonda weetaaga n'okkakkana.
You need to calm down to
Okutegeera ddala
understand
weetaaga
God.
n'okkakkana.
To understand that you need to calm-
N'okkakkana
you need to calm down.
n'ontegeera n'onsoma.
You study me and
Kukkiriza ne
understand.
mu by'omubiri n'onsoma.
I allow you to even
Nandika
study me
tuti
in flesh.
n'onsoma.
You study me when
Muze
I'm
kasawe
appropriate.
n'onsoma nkukkiriza.
I allow you to study
Naye
when I'm
ng'okkakkanye.
but in meekness.
Ensobi zonna abantu ze bakola
All the mistakes made
baba
by the
tebasoose
people,
kusoma.
it's because they've not studied first.
Kukakkana basome omuntu oyo.
They don't come down that they can learn that
Ze ensobi
person.
zonna zonna olwaliro ze mwenenya.
Those are the mistakes you're repenting of.
Okay. Tuli fena?
Are we together?
Kale kiyiga olwaleero.
So learn that
Era
today
kitegeere olwaleero.
and understand it.
Twewala ebiwoobe
Let's save ourselves from the tears
ebisobola okujjira mu kupapa.
that can be given birth out of rush.
N'abaana obabuulirire,
Speak also to your children.
n'abantu babuulirire,
Tell also the people.
obagambe bayige obutapapa.
ask them to learn not to
Binensi
rush.
tebyagala.
The world doesn't want this.
Kyolaba wala babeera kuli bonna beeyambudde.
That is why the girls are always
Abavubuka boogera
naked.
bitakwatagana.
The boys speak contradicting things.
Ekibala ky'okukakkana bakisuula.
They threw away
Naye
the
bw'oliyiga
gift.
okukakkana,
But once you learn how to calm
ensi
down,
eno ojja gisobola Katonda agenda gikusobozesa.
God will enable you in this world.
Toddangamu bw'otalina kuddamu.
Never answer the people you're not supposed
Yanukula oyo
to
gw'olina
answer.
okwanukula.
Answer the one you're supposed to
Ate mu
answer.
mirembe.
And in peace.
Njagala nkuyigirize amagezi
I want to teach you that wisdom
gasinga obugagga.
is better than wealth.
Okola obugagga magezi malala.
Making wealth is some other
Kubanga
wisdom.
n'omubbi agaggawala.
Because even a thief can become
Naye
rich.
agaggawalira mu magezi amatuufu.
But a person who becomes rich in the right kind of wisdom,
Batono
They are
oba
very
tewali.
few.
Batono.
there are very few or none.
Kati tubeere bagezi.
So let us be wise.
Okiyiza ekyo?
Have you learned that?
Yiga okuwa emirembe omutima gw'okkakkane.
Learn to give peace to your heart and calm down.
Newankubadde ebikusomooza weebiri kino weekiri.
Even though the
Naye yiga
challenges are many.
okuwa omutima gw'emirembe okkakkane.
But learn to give peace to your heart and calm down.
Buli bw'okkakkana ojja kumanyanga ekituufu ekyokukola.
Whenever you calm down, you always get the right
Ensonga
solution
lwaki
to do.
mupakuwa ne mugamba ngenda mu ssabo, ngenda mu ddogo, ngenda wano
I'm going
kubanga
to-
opapa.
Just because you're rushing.
Yiga okuwa omutima gwo eddembe.
Learn to give peace to your heart.
Buli ky'olikola ng'omaze kulowooza togenda kwejjusa.
Whatever you do after you've thought, you'll never regret.
Ekyo nkigambye.
I've told you that.
Kale buli ky'olikola kyonna kikolerenga mu bukkakkamu.
So whatever you're to do, do it in meekness.
Nina mutabani wange nagamba nti nze tebampapya.
There's a son I told that I cannot be rushed.
Yankubiranga amasimu.
He used to call me,
mpeereza message
would send me
ngampapya. Namugaa nze
messages. I
tebampapya.
told him I'm not there to be rushed.
Bw'obanga oyagala tukwatagane tompapya.
If you want us to work
Nze
together, do not
bw'ompapya
rush me.
nsirika kya.
Because if you rush me, I'll be quiet completely and so.
Paka lw'okkakkana.
Till the time you calm
Egamba
down.
tokakkanye.
Say, have you calmed down?
Okay. Kati kankuyambe mu kino.
Let me help you in
Naye
this.
bw'ompapya
But if you rush me out,
ozimpeereza nga siziraba.
you send me the
Ate
money
nga
without
nzirabye.
seeing. Yet I've seen
Saagala
it.
kumpapya.
I don't want anyone to
Lwaki
rush me.
ompapya?
Why are you rushing me?
Tuyige ekintu ekyo mu bulamu
Let us
bwaffe.
learn in our lives.
Tujje omuliro mu lugendo lwaffe.
Let's remove
Ogwo
pressure
omuliro
out of our
ogwo.
lives. That pressure.
Njagala bwe nti njagala
What
kino.
is-
Omuliro ogwo kakkana.
Calm down.
Ojalaba ng'obulamu bukyuka.
You see your lives change.
Ate nga naawe weewuunye.
And you'll also
Jalaba
wonder.
ng'ofuna amagezi. Amagezi ogayina naye wagaana okugakkakanira.
You have the wisdom.
Wagaana
but you fail to
okukakkanira
calm down.
amagezi g'oyina.
You refuse to
Wagaana
calm down
okwekakkanira
for the
naawe weezuule. Naawe teweemanyi.
You also don't know yourself.
Naawe kennyini teweemanyi kubanga wagaana okwekakkanira weezuule.
You don't know
Wagaana
yourself because you
okwekakkanira weebikkulirwe.
You refuse to calm down for yourself.
Kati
To get to know
teweemanyi.
yourself. So you don't know who you are.
Nze nfisa akadde buli kaseera ne ntuula ne neerowoozaako.
I find time all the
Ne
time to
ndowooza
think
ne
about
ku ekyo
myself.
kyendi.
And I think about what I
Ne
am.
nkikubaganyaako ebirowoozo.
I meditate about
Ate
it.
ne neeyongera okweyiga
I get to learn more about
n'okwetegeera.
myself and to understand myself.
Abamu Katonda ayogera naawe tomanyi nti n'okwogera ayogera kubanga wagaana okukkakkana ozuula eddoboozi lye mu ggwe.
To some of you, God speaks with you, but because you fail to calm down, you even don't know that God speaks with you and
N'okuzuula
discover
eddoboozi
His
lya
voice
Katonda mu
in you.
muntu.
Discovering God's voice in a
Liyita mu
person.
bukkakkamu era olina kukkakkana okuzuula
You're supposed
eddoboozi
to
lya Katonda mu ggwe oba Katonda mu ggwe. Olina kukkakkana
You're supposed to calm down to discover
ebyo
God's
bye
voice in you.
mupapa.
This business of you rushing,
Kajjambo
greetings.
tojja mulaba.
You not see him.
Osobola okuba ng'oli ddoboozi n'ofa nga tolina n'omu gw'ogambye ekigambo.
You could be the voice, but then you die without speaking to anyone.
Kubanga wagaana okukkakkana.
Because you refuse to calm
Ogoberera
down.
mpewo.
You follow the
Ogoberera mbuyaga.
You follow the
Ogoberera biriwo.
You follow what
Otunuulira
is
mbeera eriwo gwe ogoberera ebyo.
situation. That is what you follow.
Muntegedde bulungi.
Have you understood me very well?
Omuweereza yenna tasomesa mu abaweereza. Omuweereza tasomesa kusinziira ku kiriwo.
Every minister doesn't teach depending on what is at hand.
Asomesa kusinziira Katonda ky'ayogera.
They teach depending on what God says.
Mufunye oba
Have you got me?
ku Katonda kyakola ki? Kyayogera.
Depending on
Kubanga
what God
ekiriwo
says.
tomanyi gye kiva.
Because you don't know where what is at hand is coming from.
Ng'oyagadde okube mutwe.
You want to talk about what is at hand, but you don't know how many heads there are. So you'll understand each and everything out of meekness. You can scold other people and abuse them to be rumors, yet they were only slandered. Just because you followed what is at hand. So and so you're a rumor, so and so you're a rumor. They go from what I say. You followed what is at hand, did not come down. For God to give you its source. Look for the source of each and everything before you use it. Never speak out. Don't speak out. Never speak out. Even when you told the woman, calm down and make research. What is really going on? You shout and be ashamed that he was with his sister, or with his friend, or with some other person, yet there is even nothing. Always be careful in your journey. Never rush. So and so does this, they do that. First calm down. And there are things you're less concerned about. And meekness asks you to give up because you're less concerned. So we bump into things out of rush. You bump into things just because you're rushing. But once you learn how to calm down, even your way of speaking will change. People just speak. They don't think. Let's avoid that way. A person who has come down speaks the truth. A person who has come down never lies. So take that character also in your home. Take that character among your people. Not to rush. Avoid rushing to speak. Sometimes I tell something, especially the bad things about me. I don't first speak. I wait for certain people to be found. I tell them about their mistakes, that they can no longer fall from grace. Yet sometimes I tell them to know that they can understand my Father's greatness. So learn to be meek. Your lives will be at peace, joy. Whenever you be meek, you'll see everything about smoothly. Even the bad spirits fight against it. That is why most people's middle have gone things about. They eat you. You feel like it's melting. You feel like you're what does the enemy use to fight against you? He doesn't want you to calm down because the moment you calm down, so he disturbs the body. And you feel like you're being scratched. You feel like scratching yourself. There is an evil power that doesn't want you to calm down. If you feel like your brain is being taken out, so everybody has been such a way. Whoever has been living such a situation that you do not from this day to never happen. Go and understand your brain. Go and understand it right from today. You feel an issue in your middle, like you don't understand.
omutwe ng'olya tobitegeera.
You feel like you want to scratch your head.
Katonda amaze okusumulula omutwe gwo.
God has already delivered your
amaze
head.
okuggyako ekyo ekintu.
He has already removed you out of
olunaku
that
olwaleero.
this day.
N'obeeraawo.
You're there.
Kanjogere ku ndwadde zino.
Let me talk about these diseases.
Weetakulatakula buli kaseera.
You scratch yourself all the time.
Abalogo basindika eddogo ne likumalako emirembe waka.
The witches send witchcraft and
sanobanga awulira bugumu.
All the time you feel
owulira okwetakula.
Feel like scratching
omubiri gukusiiwa.
The body itches.
Tobitegeera. Teri asiibwa.
Nobody itches.
Nakakana.
And they calm
buli
down.
kaseera obuli oyagala kwetakula.
You always feel like
obulira
scratching
omubiri
yourself.
gukusiiwa.
Feel like
obulira
your body is
tobitegeera.
feel like you don't understand things.
abasinga muba nakyo.
Most people always
naye nga
have that
kitegeeza
thing.
oluusi amaanyi amabi.
But sometimes it's a sign of bad
agakumalako eddembe.
that makes you lack
oleme
peace.
kuba na ddembe.
That you not have
oleme
peace.
kweyagala.
That you not
Nobira
enjoy
ng'omubiri
yourself.
togutegeera.
Like you do not
oleme
understand your
emikono gyo
body.
mbanga.
Lift up your
ekyo
hands.
nakyo katonda akijje ku bulamu bwo.
God has taken
kuva olwaleero
your life.
ekyo ekirwadde agamanyi amabi tegaliddamu kulaba mukisa eri bulamu bwo.
In your life.
ndagidde
I have commanded.
buli abadde nakyo
Whoever's been having
kuva olwaleero
from this
ndagidde
day, I
kikome kuva
command
kati.
you right from now.
okuva essaawa eno
Right
kikome
from this- let it
okuva
stop.
kati.
Right from
toddamu
now.
n'okiwulira.
Do not feel it again.
osiibwa ebitundu ebyekyama
Your private
n'owulira nga
parts
ogwako emirembe
and you feel like
tekigenda
nothing
kuddamu kubeerawo
It's
eri
not
bulamu
happening
bwo.
again in your life.
ne weebaka ne weekyusa n'odde n'odda eri.
You
kigaanye olwaleero.
I refuse it today.
kigaanye olwaleero.
I refuse it
era
today.
mujja kiwera obujulizi nga tekyaliwo.
And you will testify for it that it's not.
kiwedde leero.
It is over today.
kikuvuddeko leero.
It has gone off you today.
ekikumalako emirembe.
What makes you lack peace?
tekigenda kuddamu kulaba mukisa eri bulamu bwo.
It's not going to find a blessing in your life.
tekigenda kuddamu kulaba mukisa kuva leero.
It will not find a blessing right from this day.
n'obeera nga ewulira ng'omusajja akozesa kuva leero tekiriddamu kulaba
The
mukisa.
man is using you. From this day shall not be
ne
blessed
weebaka
in your
ebyo ne
life.
bikwebakira
You
kuva
see
leero
people know.
tebiriddamu kulaba mukisa.
From this day they will never find a blessing in your life.
n'obeera ng'ossa bubi.
You breathe in a bad way.
ng'ossa bubi.
That you breathe in a bad way.
omutima n'olya nga gukuba kumukumu owulira kussa bubi.
Your heart beats at
omukka
a
mubake.
You're not able to breathe well.
ne wobeera mu nnyumba oba oli oyagala oggulewo amadirisa.
Even when you're in the house, you
oggulewo
opening up
owulire
the windows
ng'okkakkana.
that you can get some fresh air.
katonda ekirwadde ekyo nakyo akiggyeewo mu mutima gwo lunaku olwaleero. ekirwadde ekyo katonda akiggye munda mu mutima gwo.
God has removed that disease out of your heart.
akinyunyusa mu mutima gwo.
has drained it out of your
akikamudde mu mutima gwo.
drained it out of
akijje
your
mu
heart.
mutima gwo.
He has taken it out of your
okuva
heart.
kati
Right from now,
okutyamuka omutima
the fear of the
byonna
heart
biggyeewo mu bulamu bwo.
has taken them all out of your life.
eyo deliverance ya buli muntu
That is the deliverance of
alina
everyone.
ekintu bwe kityo.
With such a thing,
n'obeera ng'okutuka omugongo.
your back
kijja
breaks at
kaseera
once.
n'okutuka omulundi gumu omugongo pu.
It happens timely that your back
tekibaawo buli kaseera
It is
naye
not clear.
kijja kaseera
But it
n'olya
happens
ng'omugongo
every
gukutuka omulundi gumu pu.
you feel like your back is
n'olya
breaking at
ng'oggwamu
once.
amaanyi ng'oyagala na kutuula
You
wansi.
feel weak.
golola emikono gyo kuva leero
Lift up your
nakyo
hands.
ndagidde
I've also commanded it.
tebigenda kuddamu kulaba mukisa nate eri bulamu
You
bwo.
will not find a blessing again in
buli
your
kye
life.
bakusindikira amayambe ebyokola
Whatever
byonna
all that
tebirabenga mukisa
You'll
mu
never
maaso
find
go.
before
buli
you.
ekizibikira ekkubo lyo
Whatever blocks your
tekigenda
way
kuddamu kulaba mukisa
shall not
eri
find a
obulamu bwo.
blessing in your life.
eri obulamu bwo.
In your life.
ebigamba abo tebalifuna,
What says that those ones
abo
will never
tebalyeyongerayo,
those ones will never go any
ebyo
further.
byonna biremesebwa.
All those are being
buli
hindered.
maanyi gonna agatalabika
All the invisible
naye nga
powers.
gayigganya obulamu bwo.
Yet the persecution
okuva olunaku olwaleero
from this day
ndagidde amaanyi ago
commanded those
obutaddamu kulaba mukisa eri bulamu bwo.
Not to find a blessing in your life.
Tebigenda kuddamu kulaba mukisa eri bulamu bwo.
They're not going to be find a blessing in your life.
Ekusiiwa osumuluddwa olwaleero.
You're delivered today.
Amagulu okuluma osumuluddwa olwaleero.
You were delivered today.
Osumululwa.
You're being delivered
olwaleero.
This day.
Noyingira mu nnyumba yo.
You enter your house.
Nolyanga ogwako emirembe.
Feel like lucky.
Nolyanga oyagala kufuluma otambule.
You feel like you want to.
Ebyo byonna bikoma.
All that is coming.
Ewaka onaawulirangawo emirembe.
You'll always feel
era onaawulirangawo essanyu erya nnamaddala. Onaayagala ewakaawo.
You will love your home.
Oyo akulogoya wukane ne mukazi wo. N'owulira ng'omukyawa. Olumu n'omala n'ennaku nga toyagala mulabako. Eryo eddoka eryo nalyo ndikomekereza olwaleero. Buli maanyi gonna ge bagamba nti maanyi galemesebwa eri obulamu bwo. Biremererwa ku bulamu bwo. Mu kkubo lyo munaabeerangamu omukisa. Munaabeerangamu omukisa. Munaabeerangamu omukisa. Tewali kinaabafuganga. Tewali kinaakufuganga. Tewali kigenda kufuganga. Era tewali kinaafuganga mutima gwo. Onaafugibwanga ekigambo kyange. Buli maanyi amabi galemererwa.
They are failing.
Buli maanyi amabi galemererwa. Buli lukwa olubi lugibwa mu maaso go.
Every bad conspiracy is being taken out of your way.
Olabe ekisa
Find the grace in your lives.
Olabe ekisa ekyenjawulo.
Find the special grace.
Olabe ekisa ekyenjawulo.
Find the special
Olabe ekisa ekyenjawulo.
Find the special grace.
Olabe ekisa ekyenjawulo.
Find the special grace.
Olabe ekisa ekyenjawulo.
Find the special grace.
Ekisa kibeere naawe.
Let the grace be with you.
Ekisa kikumamire wenna.
Let the grace cover you.
Olabe ekisa ekyenjawulo.
Find the special grace.
Olabe ekisa ekyenjawulo.
Find the special grace.
Ekisa kikumamire wenna.
Let it cover the whole of you.
Ekisa kya Katonda kikubeerengako nawo n'abeeranga.
Always be upon you wherever you are.
Ebikumalamu amaanyi ne bikunafuya.
What makes you to
laba bidduka olwaleero.
Going away today.
Bidduka olwaleero.
They're running away today.
Bidduka okuva mu bulamu bwo.
They're running out of your life.
Bidduka okuva mu kkubo lyo.
They're running out of your way.
Bidduka olwaleero.
They are running away today.
Receiving ekisa.
Receive the grace.
Weetoololwa ekisa.
You're being surrounded.
Weetoololwa amaanyi ag'enjawulo. Weetoololwa amaanyi ag'enjawulo.
You're being surrounded by the special power.
Ebirooto binaakyuka.
Your dreams will change.
Ebirooto byo binaakyuka.
Your dreams will change.
Ebirooto binaakyuka.
The 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 dreams will change.
Katonda awe emirembe oyo abadde talina mirembe.
God is giving peace to the one who
Katonda awe essanyu oyo abadde talina ssanyu.
God is giving joy to the one who
Katonda awe okweyagala oyo abadde teyagala.
God is giving enjoyment.
Katonda agabirira emikono gyo mwana gwe.
Providing for your hands.
Katonda agabirira emikono gyo.
God is providing for
Onalyanga n'onywa.
You'll always eat and drink.
Olyambazanga abantu olitundanga engoye gwe.
You will sell
onaalaba omukisa.
And you find the blessing
mu bulamu bwo.
in your life.
Ekkubo lyo lirimu abalogo.
Your path has got
n'enkuwanguza abalogo.
But I'm making it
ekkubo lirimu abalogo.
The path has
n'enkuwanguza abalogo.
I'm making it
abaliwo leero n'abali mu maaso gy'olaga bonna kuwanguza.
I'm making you to overcome
w'amaanyi ag'enjawulo.
I'm giving you special power.